Last time we went through the thing with the mutant monster. Das got kidnapped and then counter kidnapped, and we set up a business arrangement.
Yep.
And also shot a dude in his room.
Also shot, what'd you call him?
A dude.
Yeah, good enough. A dude.
Yeah. He was not yet important enough to have a name, and now he never will be. Well, oh god, no. Why do I foreshadow like this? Why do I do this?
Any other highlights from the session?
It was fun getting to go do the whole strongman thing and intimidate the hell out of somebody.
Nice.
I did really like that Weasley little dude that we set up the agreement with. We've set up an agreement with a Weasley dude. Basically, the message that we have sent to Mercure Court is, hey, why do you keep trying to kidnap? Maybe we would have said yes if you'd asked to talk instead of trying to kidnap constantly.
I'm gonna fill that out just a little bit because American was not here.
Yeah, a dance and some Percy New York's enemy.
Yeah, dance means fucking stepping back and forth to try and body block us and get to dash, which didn't work.
Yeah, there was quite a skilled Mercure agent that successfully teleported away with Das after everyone had several opportunities.
So more skilled than the very unskilled one that we did the last session with.
Yes.
Or the session last session for me.
First time, yeah.
The monster one.
Yeah.
Yeah. While there was that whole kerfuffle, we'll call it.
Yeah,
a
that was a
kerfuffle.
distraction game.
At the.
I should have. I guess I should have seen that coming. That being the distraction game. It was like there's no way this is the best they have.
Because of that, the Nox had basically created a small little alert trying to get people out of the hub, and in the hub, Percy and I think Das also, yes, Percy and Das were quite alert and aware. They were, they saw this person as inconspicuous as she was being. She wasn't being overt about it, but there was something just worrisome enough about how she was moving and approaching that they tried to match her energy and block her without being as overt. And there was that funny little dance of you go this way, I'll go that way. Oh, haha, we both went the same way between her and Percy, and she slipped past that. Das used Doug for cover, and he's a big guy, so I gave her an actual cover bonus to her AC. No roll on your part needed. And she got past Percy and reached out to get a hold of Das, all looking as inconspicuous as can be. Right up until the point where she did tip a finger, just enough to be able to teleport away, and then Das failed to save.
Yep. And just to kind of give you an idea of how the dice lined up for that one.
Horribly.
The touch of the finger ended up as an effective AC 21 that rolled a 23 with a modifier of +5. And then the save was effectively versus 7.
Yeah.
Fortunately, to stop the entire book. I'm sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, there was a lot of luck going in this agent's favor for that interaction.
Yeah.
It really was.
Fortunately, for the sake of the plot staying even remotely in the direction that it was before, Das had the Knife of Myokin summoning on her.
Knife of Myokin summoning.
I mean, that's what it does, right?
Yeah, so like she was kidnapped for all of 5 seconds.
I don't even think it was 5 seconds.
Well, it was long enough for the person that absconded with Das to try and gesture that she means her no harm and that they just need to talk and say a few words in that direction before Myokin popped in, touched Das, and popped out.
Yep.
And then Percy and Myokin went back to like, you know, just discuss and figure out what the fuck is going on with these guys and possibly shoot this woman who wasn't there. There were 2 other Mercure goons. Percy intimidated them some, Myokin intimidated them some. They didn't crack. We shot one of them. We shot out the camera, and then as soon as that one was off camera, like off the record, he immediately started going, "Oh, hey, yeah, no, I'll negotiate with you. I'll take messages. I don't want to die. This is an opportunity for career advancement. Just as long as you do not cut me out of the fucking loop, you're not going to leave me behind on this. This is important for me as well."
Yeah.
And the message we'll send up the line is basically, yeah, so that footage of the murder, that didn't happen. It would not make life easy for us, which doesn't make life easy for you. And also, like, if you had asked to meet Das, we might have said yes. Instead, you have tried to kidnap her multiple times, which is reducing your odds of ever getting to talk to her. You've seen what happened here. You know it's not going to go well. Like, let's talk. Because the more you try this, the more violently we're going to react each time.
And to emphasize... Oh, go ahead, finish.
I was going to say, and fucking Weaselface was perfectly happy to take along that message, so, yeah.
And to emphasize more how Weasley he was in all this, in that room, which wasn't even a security room for the Mercure ship that they were docked at, it was more of a luxury accommodation. It even had a wet bar in it. Like, not accommodation, but a luxury lobby for their ship.
A little bit less luxurious after we were done with it.
Well, it just had a little blood, but that's not terribly, you know, that's not bad. The camera wasn't fully shot out. It was just blocked from a certain view of a certain side of the room, and he basically gave a location and time where he would meet and talk further. And at that place is where they discussed everything that Viral just went over, with the Mercure agent putting in the effort to exactly as Viral said, keep himself in the loop as a possible promotion of, you know, he's the guy that got Das to talk to Celica. And he after they discussed the agreement, he had them do it all over again so that it could be on camera. Rehearsed little bits here and there to you know, properly present the image of this badass Raza crew coming at him and him skillfully negotiating them into a position that Mercure wants them in.
Yep, when we had still never met this guy before and just came here straight after shooting his co-worker, and, you know, we're all scary and menacing and stuff, and left out certain choice details that we talked about him with.
Yeah.
And also, one of those choice details off the camera was us basically words to the effect of, like, we shot your co-worker right in front of you, and I'm amazed you're so okay with this. And he went, meh. If he got shot, then he probably wasn't good enough to keep up anyway. It's one less competition for me.
Mercure corporate policy in full action. Corporate culture, that's what I mean. Mercure corporate culture in full view.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it was policy.
Yeah, could be both.
Outside out of mind.
Alright, I'm gonna bring us into frame here. I believe we are missing Lulu this week, but that's okay. We're going to get some things moving. And let's see, what screen do I have you guys on? Okay, that screen. What screen would you guys like to be on? You want to be on a journal or the ship screen?
No strong preference, don't think.
Or the bloodbath screen. Let's put you on the bloodbath screen.
I'd have a look.
Yeah. Lower left is what the Mercure lobby in front of their ship looks like. That door, the tube is along the top side, and the door on the back leads to their ship airlock. The soft blue line, or the cyan line, is everything to the left of that is what the camera could not see, and that's where he was sitting.
Oh, sorry. I was hoping it was like some sort of like bead curtain.
Oh, what's that?
Oh, I was hoping it's like some sort of bead curtain.
Oh, no. Percy threw a knife and didn't quite hit the camera dead on, but it was enough to block view of a small section.
Wasn't it Myokin throwing some sort of shuriken?
Oh, it was Myokin, yes.
That was Myokin.
My bad.
Yeah, Percy would shoot the camera. But yeah, the sounds of gunshot and the blood splatter and that, call in favours or whatever. We don't want to be connected to this, and if we're connected to this, it's going to be all the much harder for you to meet Das.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Fortunately, Weaselface has a large amount of blackmail that he can use. I mean, favors.
He did say that he could pull some favors to try and get this between just you and Celica and him.
I assume there's blackmail involved.
Of course. This is, again, Mercure culture in full view.
Right, Mercure policy.
Policy, yes. Alright, let's get some music started up here. Because we're dealing with Mercure, let's go ahead and start the Thorg music this time. And that's where we're going to pick up, is you've just come back from making arrangements. He did leave you with, don't call me, I'll call you, I believe, to let you know when he's got a meeting set up, and from there, you're just left with a little bit of a disruption of work on the ship because of the kerfuffle outside your ship, but some statements made to the Nox security detail, even getting the security chief involved, statements later, and work resumes. Now, I would like to know what you guys tell Nox security chief about this incident, and if you know anything about the gunfire heard in a different arm of the shipyard.
I mean, why would we know anything about that? We were here panicking.
Alright, so we're claiming ignorance on any other events throughout the throughout the Nox?
Yes.
Okay.
Like we were here.
Are they likely to have access to the footage? Or is that going to be a Mercure thing?
Do you
I was
guys
under
know?
I was under the impression after we spoke to the guy last time that it would be a Mercure thing. Like, he gave the impression that he would be able to suppress it, meaning that it's probably a Mercure thing.
He did give that information. If you'd like, someone can roll an admin check, int admin, to have independent knowledge of Nox policy regarding this matter.
We probably should do that, but I don't have admin or int.
Yeah, I've got int, but not admin. Yeah, maybe I should have put some points into it at some point. Oh well.
At least has admin, but not int, and also we shouldn't use her as a statistic, which is not here.
We'll let you roll it with
Julia
somebody
had
else.
a decent thing, didn't she?
She did. But Can't remember. I think he might actually have somebody who's.
Yeah, I mean, if we've got an NPC, that'd be.
Oh, yeah, could work.
Yeah.
All right, let me pull up the characters. Cast and factions list. We'll just do a quick Control F. Good. Alright, there's a bunch of you guys, and then not a whole lot of NPCs. You do not have anybody that actually comes from, oh, I should search Kuti here to not Thurd. Kuti.
Yeah, I think we might have someone from Kuti here too.
Not on my list. Nope.
Yeah, my character last time was.
Yeah,
we should make a spreadsheet of who has what proficiencies.
But you do have Axel, and I'd let you roll for him because he is reads the manual guy.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
what are we rolling for again?
To see if anybody has any independent knowledge of the Nox. You don't have to roll it. But just to have some idea of whether they keep the camera footage or if they don't, or if they tell you that they don't but do.
I could maybe make an argument for something like, just a wanderer adjacent. But
I'll take it.
Stretch.
So
Like
think
a
it's
no
relevant because of Doug's interest in ships.
Sure. So I could roll. I've got +1 in now, so I can at least roll it with a +2.
Okay.
Yeah. Best we've got so far, I think.
What's your in admin though?
Oh, my admin would be my admin's -1.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, I was hoping for now.
We'll go ahead and roll the admin or survive. Okay. I'll take that argument also.
You survive.
Mm-hmm.
I know to survive on ships, on stations that build ships.
Yeah. I mean, in a space game, survive can't just be land survival.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's street smart.
Yeah, I think Doug would have some independent knowledge, aside from what the Mercurigoon told you, that the Nox is pretty serious about their privacy, especially with big corporate accounts, which you guys are under. So if there is any issue, in fact, this is a bonus for you in dealing with the security chief guy. You can very easily tell him that this is Shinobin business and that he should only deal with whatever happened outside of the ship and security station. You know, if you want to push that button. Basically, they'll give you all the latitude that you want as long as it doesn't threaten the integrity of their station or workers.
Yeah. And I did make a point of not shooting into occupied rooms if I could.
You did, yep.
Yeah, no, I think we should probably pull rank quickly then before we say something that gives them reason to plausibly investigate. Just let him know that it's a Shinobin matter. We'll be discussing it with Shinobu. He doesn't need to worry himself about it too much.
All right. Yeah. Thank
you. We put it down quickly, and as far as we can tell, it's not going to happen again.
Okay. He thanks you for making sure that you were not a part of the violence that occurred outside this. I assume you're still sticking to we know nothing about the other gunshots.
Well, yeah.
he does also ask
what other gunshots?
if the girl that they saw disappear behind Doug on cameras that was with you is okay.
You know, we're actually not sure. We haven't seen her since.
He's actually talking about death.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, no, she's fine. Yeah, all good.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. You said like.
Did we report that she was that she'd been taken?
We didn't report it. We could.
We could very easily report that we never saw her again either.
Yeah, well, that's a thought actually. That is a thought. Yeah.
Do you want to involve the Nox in basically that would trigger the Nox investigating Dash's disappearance on your behalf?
I do
Then
feel
never
like,
mind.
yeah, I do feel like if we do that, it's kind of a we're trying to set something up with Mercure, and that's kind of a slap in the face to them if we're getting the Nox Shipyard involved in their business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From their point of view, there was a mini yellow alert that came up, and in their tracking of people from external ships within the hub, they saw two people that seemed to disappear. They don't actually think that he doesn't present it as somebody got teleported away. Das was half hiding behind Doug, and there were people moving about. So
yeah, slunk off. Yeah.
Yeah, just thought that they both got lost in the crowd, and he's doing a welfare check to make sure that you've got your crew back. He's ostensibly going to be doing the same thing with Mercure for their agent.
Well, in that case, that's fine. Yeah. Just we got her back. All's well. Crowd was a bit mad, but she's safe.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And because you rolled that 12 on the survive with that little bit of extra knowledge there, pulling the Shinobu rank, I don't think that there's any further rolls needed for the security chief there.
Although I am gonna ask, because obviously the creature, whatever it was, caused the death of some Nox Shipyard security staff. And they were working to help keep us safe, and I wonder if there's gonna be like a funeral or a memorial or something that we could attend.
Yeah, he does say that there's going to be a that his service will be honored by sending him out into the void.
Okay. Yeah, if there's some kind of ceremony for that day, I think we owe it to him to go.
Okay. My mind.
Percy will say that he's not making that command. Just I'm going to.
My mind has blanked just briefly. Who killed the creature?
Another one of the guards.
I don't think it was the guards. I thought you guys helped, didn't you?
I know Virgilia attacked it. I don't think it went very well.
Oh, no, it was Virgilia.
Virgilia did all of the heavy lifting, but I thought a guard finished it off.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have specified killed. Who was involved in that fight?
Virgilia did all the damage there.
And yeah, that's a strange camera error where they could see the arc of destructive energy because that is causing physical effects on reality, but the cameras could not see the glowing ball of light that from which it emanated. So yeah, they've got that anomaly to investigate also.
That's just she just uses a little stealth one. She finds it more useful for her ends than just firing in a straight line, like getting different angles and stuff, you know?
And she was on the other side of a wall. She couldn't see. They didn't know Virgilia was involved at all.
Right. They did not.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
What
so sort of-
happened was that crew left Virgilia and floated through
Yeah.
the wall, through both walls, and then zapped them. They could not. Their cameras could not see crew, just like your cybernetic eyes can't see crew. But the ripple between the ripple of reality bending and twisting and stretching like a rubber band and the snapping taut, that caused some distortions in space, in actual real space that can be picked up. The energy
Okay,
that
yeah,
We could very easily feign ignorance and say that, like, maybe the beast had, like, some psychic stuff going on and it accidentally tore itself apart. I don't know.
Yeah, this was an
Yeah, it
aside.
wasn't exact-
He's absolutely not questioning you about this.
okay,
I
yeah,
had just
that's
forgotten how it got put down.
okay, yeah.
If we
Yeah,
could,
no, that's
what
fair.
makes sense.
I wonder if it'd be possible to leverage the welfare check into finding out who the other lady was.
I was wondering that myself, but I don't think we.
Not gonna push it. Just gonna suggest that maybe we can meet up with them,
yeah.
make sure things are okay. Because they went missing at the same time that Das did.
Yeah, could even just put it as like the other lady we had just met her not long ago, and we haven't seen her since, and we're concerned. Like, who was she? Is she okay?
Okay. He does ask what interest you have in her. He does not seem inclined to divulge private corporate information on we just met somebody.
Probably for the best.
But you may be able to push or lie about your relationship with her.
I could never.
Yeah, you lying? Imagine.
Anyway, who's lying?
Yeah, I'm not sure I have a lie that is likely enough to work for how much we want to pursue it.
We saw her make contact with Das before they both disappeared into the crowd. We want to know what happened before Das made her way back to us.
No, then he's just gonna say, "Why don't you ask us?"
We don't want to.
That is correct. If you pin it on finding out what happened, he will refer you back to speak with your own crewmate.
Yeah. So let's not do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think that we have enough reason. I don't think that we have a push that is likely enough to work, given that how important it is. It isn't for us to find out, because it's kind of just mostly a curiosity,
Okay. Well, he will.
I think people are allowed to weigh in, but obviously, yeah.
He will notify you, however, of when the memorial and honoring of the soldier that died, or the security guard that died for your protection, will take place, so that you can pay proper respect. And he appreciates that you, as outsiders, are willing to present your respects to someone who is doing his job.
Yeah. And his job involved protecting us and our ship from whatever the fuck that was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We have no idea what it was.
Never seen anything like that happen in my life.
To be fair, though, we genuinely didn't expect it to pop out from that.
And also, we technically
went off for no reason.
And also, we technically haven't seen anything like this, because we've never seen one with super speed before.
You
I had super speed. Did we mention?
Oh, what was that?
I'm just telling Doug I'm telling American. I had super speed. Did we mention?
I mean, we did. Super speed?
Super speed, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not a psychic thing, is it?
Nope.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, this thing didn't have any psychic stuff going on. That's just our story.
Unfortunately, no.
Oh. I see. I think. I don't know.
It's a silly callback to electrokinesis.
All right. So, The security chief is going away. He will let you know when the memorial is for the men who died helping to protect you. He is not inclined to divulge anything Mercure related, and says that of course, if you made a connection with her, hope perhaps she will be in some place again. And says that they don't have a missed connections board.
Nice. Crew. How would that posting be?
Do they have a suggestions box? This is a joke.
No, they took a vote on it some years back, and it comes up every couple decades or so, and every time it is shot down that because they don't want people trying to make connections on the Nox. They want people to come here, get their shit done, and get off.
They ain't got room for them.
They ain't got room for them.
The seat's taken.
All right. Well, it's going to be a couple of days before you before you hear anything from Remy. Remy is the Weasley guy. He warns you that it may take a few days, and you're approaching the end of your time that you need to spend on a Nox. We're playing loose with time here again, so you can count yourself drive fixed on the 4th of August and weapons fixed on the 9th. So do whatever mod work you want to do with that time.
How long has it been total then?
You arrived at Nox on July 30th. So 10 days.
10 days. Oh yeah, 10 days total, right. I don't think I've checked anything, so that's 5 days. Finish up our auto-targeting on my rocket launcher.
Okay.
That was 5 more days for something, and I don't have plans.
Oh, I think I actually took Doug out of the lab for a couple days doing some of the the trade stuff, right?
Yeah.
Did I actually mark that against your mod working time? Or did I say you could do both?
I don't recall you saying I couldn't do both, but
okay.
I'm fine with that. I'll just go ahead and say, what is it, 2 days, 3 days off?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I've had a good amount of time left, to mod lately, so I'm happy with what I've gotten.
Yeah, it's a fair representation of the unfamiliarity and the bureaucracy that Doug's having to navigate with some of the stuff, as well as the time that he has to spend, that he feels he has to spend overseeing and monitoring their work on the drive, maybe even asking questions. And remember, he did make a good connection with the maintenance crew or the repair crew. So overseeing them isn't necessarily as bad as it sounds, but it is what it is. So yeah, taking 3 days off is fair for that.
Was there a mod that we were working on for the Raza that we wanted? I feel like there was something.
There was, but it turned out that both Nox and I had missed a small detail about the mod.
Right. It had a cap. It had a cap on the speed.
It had a cap on the speed, yeah.
I remember that now. Okay, cool.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Percy, you need a concealed weapon of some. Oh wait, no, you've got the arm weapon.
I mean, if you want to conceal a bigger weapon, if you don't have time, I wouldn't mind you concealing a bigger weapon for me.
Okay. What do you want concealed?
Mounted thunder gun.
No, if you think of letting him fuck with my thunder gun, you have another thing coming. Let's go with the Spike Thor, actually.
I think the Spike Thor is not a bad thing to have on hand, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a bullet ball.
To pull out of nowhere.
I mean, there is another possibility.
Oh, I was thinking the ship size of the space detector. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh, you were thinking that. That's right.
Yeah, something so because if we're gonna go to unallow, that would probably be something really good to have.
Okay. I think I was supposed to work up stats or costs for that, wasn't I?
I don't. I think I was just bouncing around the idea, so I don't think you never committed to it. I don't think. I can work on the spike thrower first if you want some time to think about it, or we can just retroactively say how much.
I think I'm okay with just calling it
started on
5% of hull cost, and it does have to have pre-tech components, so I think going with one component per hull class seems fair for what that can do for you.
Right. So that'd be 2 with after my reduced by 1.
Mhm.
Oh, gosh, sorry, hold on. My roll 20 is flipping out, and my Raza sheet is stuck in my cursor.
Oh.
That's so annoying.
Yeah, if you like drag it behind something else.
Yeah, I don't know what it was doing. Just trying to drag it out so I could see the what we have. What do we? Let me see. So we got our drive up to 6, and we got our cannons repaired, right? So I think we had everything we needed. But what do we have left over?
I'm gonna answer Nox here real quick. Nox, are you referring to the drill speed mod or a speed? Yeah, remember we found out that the drill velocity upgrade is up to a maximum of drive 6.
Hmm.
I'm gonna change channel 20 on my browser. It is not playing for nice. I just want to see what we have in stock. And it's just being all sorts of wonky. I can't go full screen with it. Maybe it's never been able to do that. Maybe that's the issue. Let me pop. Oh, let me pop it out. There we go. Okay, so let me see. We did. Okay, just to confirm, we did compare both the cannons or just the drive for now. Sorry, I think you just mentioned it, didn't you?
Yeah. The drive is. Well, I've got them listed as discrete, but because they're working on both, they're working on both at the same time. They'll both be fixed on the 9th.
Okay, I'm just updating the actual Raza sheet. Okay, so yeah, that was a yes on both cannons also being repaired.
Correct.
So we are at 100% repair.
You are at 100% repair.
Awesome. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and subtract what our parts we had. So now finally we don't need to worry about what we need for pre-tech for finishing repairs. Now it's all toys.
Yeah.
Okay. 1 materials. Did I already subtracted materials? I hope I already subtracted. Dadgummit.
I believe you did.
Did I?
I'm gonna try.
We didn't have materials in stock. Well, if I didn't say anything, you wouldn't know. So.
That's why I'm trusting your judgment.
I hate I need. This is why I need a document that has version control.
Yep.
You can create version control.
Can I?
I mean, just by saying, by listing it as, by dating everything, and instead of changing the number that you have, say minus this, minus that.
Yeah, but then that's a huge mess too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you end up with a massive log. Yeah.
Well.
You'd only have to go back a little ways, I think. And it would only be for your own purposes. I'm putting a lot of trust in you guys to,
Yeah, maybe we'll have some challenges of not quite having the quite right materials for a bit. I think maybe we didn't have the materials is what I'm thinking. Component. That was the only thing we were missing is a single materials component.
I was pretty sure
we
that
did
when
have
you guys...
them all at some point.
Yeah, I know we've had some at some point. Yeah.
No,
I feel like we had too much. I think we had to, but my thing is that we had too much about the other things in stock.
Mm.
Unless maybe I subtracted for the engine, I didn't subtract for the cannons.
Possible.
My
'Cause
recollection
I remember
is
us getting to basically the point we had everything, plus a bit, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I just didn't subtract for the cannons. That might add up.
Okay.
I know we've had a lot of computing and amp components because those are pretty easy to get from condensers.
Yeah, that's the ones we had extra, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and say if that's I'm gonna say that so we didn't. I think I didn't subtract the conversion components. So I may have subtracted the drive components.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that's what happens. Okay. So yeah, whatever components I need. So if we need materials or conversion for the other space detector, then I won't have those. So we'll need to find those before I can mod that.
No,
But
but
if I don't need those, then we're golden.
You will need at least one site tech and I would say computing.
Okay, computing's fine, I guess. Oh yeah, SciTech was a new one that you added, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Okay, so we need to find one of those fancy things.
Okay.
Well, that's fine. I mean, maybe we can find it while we're on it a while. Who knows?
Let's see.
I mean, it would be, I wouldn't say it's too late to find it, but I could start to work on everything and maybe just plug. I don't know. Anyways,
I'll take it back.
We can figure that out later.
I think SciTech should be for SciTech, and this clearly isn't. Although there are parallels, but it's not. The only one that I'll put in there as necessary is computing, and I'll also say that materials won't work for it.
Well, it's good because we don't have materials.
That is good.
Amp. I mean, my vote is going to be computing and amp because that's what we've got a bunch of.
I can take that, yeah.
Right.
And 5% of your whole cost is 50,000. Sorry, 50,000. 500,000. 500,000, and then it is a mod, so you reduce that in half.
250,000. Maybe you could take that from the ship funds, unless y'all want to. Yeah, 250,000. Okay. So
and to be
at least this
clear,
was 750,000.
This is a ship scale detector, so it's not going to give you pinpoint location of an entity on another ship, but it should be able to detect that there is an entity on another ship.
Ooh, I wasn't even thinking of that. I was just thinking about navigating in the Everworld.
Is that the right number?
5% of 10 million?
No, I don't mean that. I mean the ship sheet adjustment.
Ship sheet adjustment.
The ship credit. The ship funds.
I'm sure it just saw it go from.
We had 1 million. We had a little bit over 1 million.
I'm sure we went from 1,050,000 and something to 750,000, which is 300,000 down. Wasn't it 250?
Yeah. Oh my goodness, my math. I don't know what you're talking about. You didn't see anything.
Didn't I?
Question.
Yes.
Now I maybe didn't.
Let's go after our little scuffle that we have until the ship is finished being repaired.
Can you repeat the question?
After the scuffle, after basically last session, what is the time scale between then and when the repairs are done?
Let's call it 4 days.
Okay, yeah. I guess Yoko will take a full day to recover from the psychicing out, and then we'll spend the next 3 days prepping stuff on the whatever part of the ship is the pilot area.
Okay. I feel for you, Miyokin. I really do. Good luck.
Is it going okay?
Yeah, no, I can't blame you for that one, man. Honestly, you're only 50k off. That's impressive.
You know, that's the 50k tax. And I guess what would that be like?
You tip them. They won't. They won't turn it down.
I guess that's probably at least fix 3, right? Or it'd be a fix 4 for the sake of time.
What's that? Installing that mod?
Yeah, it's on the mod.
I'll go with fix 3. Fix 4 is a really tall order.
Okay. I just need to find my sheet that actually, because I don't remember if it's different for those, but I'll figure that out.
Like, I'll probably reserve fix 4 for things like, I don't know, universe enders, maybe planet busters, you know.
White hole bombs?
White hole bombs, yeah, that would definitely take fix 4. Which means you know that there is or was somebody out there doing that.
I have fix 4, you know, just saying.
Yeah. Or of course it just falls under my time overrides many skill limitations. Fix 2 could make a white hole bomb after 1,000 years, you know, something like that. Or a million man hours.
Gosh, this is actually gonna take. I didn't realize it takes this long for this mod installation. Wow. And that might.
Am I remembering it wrong? 1 week per.
Oh, because it's based on the cost. 1 day's work for the crew for 5,000 credits in mod cost.
That's right. That's right.
1 day for 25,000 credits if the shipyard services are available. 1 day. So which actually that would be 250,000. That would be 10 days. So if I take off the time that I work on the, it is a whole ship thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we were on the shipyard for 10 days working on the ship doing an overhaul.
I'll let you roll it in. I'm not too fussed about the time on that.
Yeah. I wanted to, as good a time. I mean, as appropriate a time as any.
Yeah.
For that to have been installed.
Yeah. The more exciting thing is going to be when you when you dedock, and you can fit that infra drive chip into the fully restored Drive 6 and signaling as the Raza Drive 6 and start looking at what the infra drive, what extra interfaces the infra drive chip has provided to you. But before we get to that, you do get a message from Remy.
Okay.
That a meeting has been arranged in a hopefully to your liking neutral area.
Okay.
One of the few meeting places provided by the Nox on the Nox, instead of their normal stance is no, you do that shit on your own ship. And has given you a time. It is technically after your ship is done, but only by a half a day or so. And so it isn't really making you spend any considerable extra time here. The Nox, however, will want you to have... actually, you know what? So, yes, the Nox will want you to undock when the work is done and everything is signed off and approved. You've got a couple options for that. You could just dedock and take a shuttle over back onto the Nox at the meeting time. You could leave somebody on the Nox after the Raza dedocks and then take a shuttle back when you're done. You could, of course, teleport down, or you can try and argue that there are no other Shinobin ships that need this particular dock, and that it is for Shinobu military service. So if you're here on a Shinobi contract, then you get to stay here. They would otherwise use it for another ship if there is another one in queue that needs a berth. So
I mean, if we're planning on
yeah, go
if
ahead.
we're planning on leaving afterwards anyway, then we could just let them use the dog for something else. Or am I missing something?
It just means that you either have to leave the people that are meeting on the Nox, or shuttle them to it, and then when they're done, shuttle them back, or teleport.
Okay.
That's all it means.
Shuttling them seems fair, probably.
Yeah, I mean, how open are we about having a teleporter?
I mean, I suppose they do know by now, don't they?
Yeah.
Mercury, I mean, yeah. Yeah, so may as well.
Oh, Mercure absolutely knows. Yes.
Yeah. So we're not playing by hand by, using a teleporter there.
They figured that out when you teleported Dash back. Oh wait, no, I think that was the other time you would have found out anyways. Yeah. Back on Asta. Wait,
Yeah.
Astos.
Yep. I'll tell you that they knew you had a teleporter.
Yeah, that surprised me.
I think they just maybe weren't expecting the teleporter to have attuned to an object that Das was carrying.
Yep.
That's the bit they didn't know.
Eventuality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because, not all teleporters can do that.
Yeah.
But also, I think that's limited to like one object too, isn't it? Or is it multiple?
No, you can only have one object or person.
Okay. Yeah. So even
one
if
object or person, and I think Hannah
It's
said
that time.
she's going to change it.
Yeah, right now it's been changed to Dash herself.
Yeah, because the object is too dangerous. It might get separated,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the information that they think that they've just figured out might be true, and kind of fits with the theory because it was true at the time, is now false again.
Well,
Good job, team.
They would know the ins and outs of spatial synchrony, Manala, and know that a person can be attuned also.
Yeah. And there's nothing I don't think that would tell them whether it was a person or an object at that point.
Yeah, I don't believe I've
for all they know,
allowed
it could have been Dash
detection
from the start.
of the object.
Right, yeah, fair, I suppose. Okay.
Yeah, because in keeping with my, if it's a latent power that's not that you've used already, like the metamorph, you can detect it being used, but once it's in play, once it has morphed that person, it's no longer detectable. I would apply the same logic to the object or person of a spatial synchrony mandala.
You can detect the teleport being used, but nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
And you could probably detect the attuning if you were there when it gets attuned, but
right,
the actual object doesn't have a sort of residual signature-y thing.
I am going to check spatial synchrony mandala real quick to see if it directly disputes that.
Yeah, make sure it doesn't say like, oh, a metapie can immediately identify this object.
No, it doesn't. So no, we're good. It is a sneaky little sneak.
Yeah.
All right, so you've got a meeting time and place. You've got advance enough notice that you could scout out the place if you want, but you also know how shifty Mercure is, and so it's a reasonable assumption that they would be watching to see if anybody scouts out the location.
Yeah, we probably can't. Can't get away with that one. Maybe we can. Not sure we can.
Don't know. Yeah. Are we doing the Das is on a video feed thing?
Probably for the best. Well, what was the nature of the deal again? Like, did we agree that we were going to bring Das herself, or I forget?
I don't know. I don't think we technically agreed anything.
You didn't technically agree anything, and the invitation that you have received is for a representation of Das to meet with Celica Mercure.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we'll shoot live stream.
Yep, because Das is much safer behind a video link. She definitely can't get kidnapped from there.
Yeah. God, I'm just imagining like the stream starts, we're having the conversation, and then someone shows up next to you on the screen and teleports you out.
Yeah. You just see Das disappear from the video screen, and the chair just slowly spins.
There are no common teleportation techniques that would allow that, but you also know that there are variations of all of the techniques. Or there can be variations of the techniques.
Yeah.
It would be an interesting use of.
Go ahead, Nox.
All right. Go ahead. Go ahead, Das.
Okay, go ahead, Gideon.
With some coordination, like we could pull off something like that. Because we just basically need to work out where the video feed is coming from, and then send Canna there to deep space intrusion through the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And possibly not even that. You know, so like that's not completely out of the question.
But it would require a lot of set up ahead of time.
It would. Yes, it would. Well, not necessarily set up ahead of time, but a lot of figuring out and a lot of coordination. And I think we'd notice if it was done to us.
I mean, if the spatial synchronous in Mandala, I don't even need deep space intrusion there. I can just go there.
Yeah, I'm meaning for if they try to kidnap Das from while we're on this video link.
We just like one teleporter one-upsmanship that we're getting into with Arctic Core.
I was gonna say it would be there's a metapsionic power that allows you to use your abilities with machines. It would be interesting if that allowed you to use teleportation through camera sight.
Wow.
That one doesn't, but like I said, you have seen variations of psychic powers throughout my campaigns. There was the back in Darkstar Cycle 2 War, there was the psychic you could track down who, every time he teleported, left a copy of himself.
Oh. Yeah, it was the. That was an interesting. We didn't actually chase that one in person, but I do remember that happened off screen.
Yeah.
How that played out.
That feels like a worm mention.
Oh, is it? I'm not familiar. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I spaced out for a second.
There's a guy called Oni Lee who did literally exactly that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I guess you could just say it's a faulty teleport, right? Because it's normally the copy just gets disintegrated, right?
Oh yeah, but it means that the copy can still pull out a grenade and then explode it.
Yeah. And then he gets Frankenstein together with another guy who has like an aura power, and the clones also project the aura before they disintegrate. So you can just pop all over the place and set up a bunch of auras.
Fun stuff.
All right, back to this game.
Yeah, sorry.
So, do you want to do any prep work prior to your meeting, or are you just going to take a tablet for Das's face to be on and go to the meeting?
I feel like it would be worth a while to see what research is out there on Celica Mercure. Like, what can we find out anything about it, just so we know what we're dealing with?
Okay. Sure. I think that's feasible. I'm gonna move some things over here.
Plausibly, Das has already done some of it, but probably worth doing more.
Yeah, but
Does this get everybody? Yes. Yes, it does.
That's probably isn't actually Celica's clone, right? Or what was it? What was it? Sister or clone? I don't remember.
Millennium clone.
Oh, Millennium Clone. That's
which is
okay.
it's kind of like
Wait, right
halfway between clone and sister, basically.
Yeah, that's
right.
probably why I was confused about which one it was.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's because it's neither. It's kind of half and half.
Yeah. They call it Millennium Twin because that
Millennium
triggers
Twin,
people
yes.
less.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I knew it was Millennium something, and I didn't quite think Millennium Clone sounded right. Yeah, Millennium Twin.
You're closer than I was.
So put this over here. Relabel it. Relabel it. Yeah, you could certainly try and find some public information. You are at the Nox, which has relay internet service to Thurid. So you could tap into Thurid internet service. Of course, remembering that internet is not in this game is not what it is that we're used to. What just happened to the meeting? Oh my goodness, there's some spatial fuckery, color out of space, something going on. Oh, okay. The wavy lines look very Cthulhic.
Right, no, it's intended to be like a link thing.
Okay.
That's the cables.
You know?
Sure it is.
Definitely not Cthulhu's tentacles.
I believe you.
Because it's like Das is present but also not, so
Mm-hmm.
that's representing it.
Do you see this? This is my believing face.
So, yeah, you could access whatever is hosted publicly on either Nox internet service or Thurid internet service. What are you trying to find out about her aside from? Let me start off with, do you just want to know some public information about her and then ask questions?
That seems like a good starting point.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think we definitely read the public information. No point not.
Yeah,
So.
that's probably where we start, and like, I don't think we know what we need. I don't think we know what it is that we need to know, you know?
All right. Well,
not in the way that we actually don't know it, but that we don't know the questions to ask.
Celica Mercure is a young go-getter that boldly took over the company after the death of her parents. She was young when she started managing the company. She navigated several inside political character assassination efforts and according to some sources, actual physical assassination efforts. With some help from various advisors through the years until she grew in power, stature, and just celebrity status, that it would be corporate suicide to remove her. She's now a leading figure. She has near 100% say over anything that Mercure does, although there is technically supposed to be a council, and she is supposed to just be the chief executive officer, acting at their behest or in coordination with them.
Yeah, but in reality,
according to lots of news, blogs, opinions, and study, what she says goes. She has successfully led Mercure Corps since her, I believe it was at the age of 13, since receiving it at the age of 13. And
when was that?
Goodness, you're gonna make me actually look at my notes, aren't you? All right.
And I'm looking at my notes thinking that's an interesting timeline you've got.
All right. Hang on. I was trying to do that all from memory.
Does this make Das an underachiever?
No. That has the disadvantage of being stranded on a prison planet for most of her life. It's like,
Yeah.
no, don't think it counts.
Sounds like an excuse.
Yeah, and she started with that, and then she became famous in her own right.
Okay. This actually is some information that I gave to you privately as well, Ginja. So what you're seeing publicly available does support what you had searched elsewhere. Her mother and father, Jenny and Carl Mercure, died in a spike drill mishap from Panna March. The ship was thrown off course to Corofali, where it exploded, and there were no survivors. 13-year-old Celica Mercure was taken in by a friend of the family, and Mercure Corps was run by council
they died. Right.
until she sued for sole executive control just 1 year later. Okay, so I got that detail wrong. She did sue for sole executive control. It's supposed to be by council, but 3 more years of bitter legal battling, airing dirty laundry, and backroom dealings put the Megacorp in Celica's hands. Her first act as CEO was to dissolve the interim council and fire everyone who opposed her.
Which, sounds very fair and legal.
Yep.
Yep. Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So what's happened is my notes are from before you sent that message.
Okay.
And they make no mention of Ginny and Carl being dead at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But they do make mention that Celica's 10 to 15 years older than Das. And then you say, like, taking over at 13. I'm like, hang on a second, but that seems like it's basically right then. But yes, it was right then. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I'm reading my notes and I'm thinking, surely that would have been mentioned if that was the case. And no, apparently I just didn't write that down or something.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Most of the public information that you can find stuff on this internet that corroborates what you already searched. Most of the stuff that you find about Celica Mercure is, of course, about how fantastic she has been for Mercure Corps, and that she has done the founding father, Marcus Mercure, proud.
Good old propaganda.
Yeah, love me some propaganda.
It's not propaganda. Mercure Corps only controls 75% of Thurid. They can't control everything.
Right.
That's exactly what we're about to find.
It's not like a 3-to-1 numerical advantage means that you can pressure the remaining quarter.
There is evidence. Yeah, it's clear when you're looking for it that.
Wait, you thought we needed evidence?
No, I didn't. Genja might, but not
we
you.
didn't. We'll make our assumptions. Don't worry.
I know.
You wouldn't be with your accurate statements.
But what a twist it would be if that was like absolutely all just true. Like it wasn't even propaganda. It was just like truth. That would be the real twist.
All right. Now, with that information, there certainly are avenues you could take if you wanted to try and get more information about Celica, about that happening, or about Mercure. They would be adventures, it would especially be an adventure trying to get them get that information and get back in time for the meeting. But you've got a couple days advance notice of the meeting, so it's possible you could go down to Thurid and hack into something that would let you try to question or validate some information.
I don't know. Maybe. Meh. It's not like we did this much research on Cassian before we got into a possible business arrangement with him. We'll be fine. Right? Right, guys? Why is everyone quiet?
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Alright, let me look up something here. Thurid. Just making sure, but I'm pretty sure that oh, you know where I can look better. Hang on. I'm being silly. I once again, all my notes are in different places. Now I have to go back to my cast document to look up your crimes, because that's where I wrote whether Thurid shares jurisdiction with Mercure, and it does. So I will present to you a couple of bespoke options. These are not necessarily the best options. Galactic Mandate certainly keeps all data of ship travel on hand. You could question, you could hack into a Galactic Mandate terminal and question the movement of that ship that exploded. You know that Death is supposed to be a millennial twin, and Millennium Health certainly keeps all birth records. You could hack into them, or you could just try hacking.
In doing that one.
Oh, what's that?
I'm definitely interested in that second one at some. If not now, then at some point. Yeah.
And of course, hacking Mercure is always an option.
Yeah, I mean, how long are each of those likely to take? Do we have time to do more than one?
Probably not time to do more than one, because remember, your first, the bulk of your time. Well, not the bulk of your time. First, you have to get there, and in a shuttle that is not the Raza, that's going to take. You could probably get a Drive 2 shuttle with priority service under the Shinobi contract. That'll take a day just getting down to the planet, some time processing through, and some extra time preparing so that DAS doesn't get processed out, etc. It definitely comes with some risks. I'm not trying to push you this direction. I just want to make sure that you know that there are options to validate or to act on the information that you have.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the hacking angle is definitely one we should take. I don't know if we should do it now. I definitely want to have a look at those records of, especially the Millennium side, because that's likely a section that Mercure can't necessarily mess with. Like, if we look at Mercure's records, they might have been altered to say whatever Mercure wants to believe is true. But if we look at not Mercure records and they agree with Mercure, there's more of a chance that that's actually the truth. Not guaranteed, but it does feel, if we've got multiple different entities, all of whose records say the same thing, might be true.
Yeah, but that does require us to hack into several different people's records.
that is the problem with that approach. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I'm saying I think we should do it at some point, but not necessarily now.
Okay.
I don't know if we want to do anything now or if we just see what Celica says, assuming it is even Celica.
All right.
Might just be a room with a teleporter in it.
So what's the plan? Are you going to investigate any information, or are you going to do any other preparation before the meeting? Aside from Kana kind of relaxing and chilling and decompressing after that last stress-filled encounter?
At this point, given that it would be kind of slow to, get there at all because we wouldn't be able to use the Vaza, I'm not sure we'd be back in time for the meeting if we went somewhere to try and have another adventure to get information. Yeah. Yeah, I think we just see how it goes.
Okay. I'm not hearing any objections to proceeding with the meeting, so who wants to be there physically?
Yes, me.
Okay. You may move yourself into the meeting box.
Okay. I will be back in literally moments. I just need to open the door and let the cat out.
Okie dokie. Ooh, let the cat out. Meow, 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 meow.
I was wondering if anyone would go for that.
Back.
Don't do it.
I'm back. Who's on for what?
No.
Nothing.
Why do I feel like I've been volunteered for something?
No, it's not that. Don't worry about it.
Sorry.
You realise how worrying don't worry about it is, right? As an explanation by itself?
Yeah. Yes, that's exactly why I'm saying it. Don't worry about it.
Is this during the repairs?
No, it is about half a day after the repairs have been completed.
Okay. Well, in that case, I do. Can you put me in the box real quick?
I sure can.
Hold on. Sorry. My cat decided to throw up all over the top of the steps.
What? All right.
Quiet. There's a sleeping toddler in the next room over.
Ah.
Okay. I was gonna say, I'd like to, I just want to be able to blow up the room in case they do try to pull something.
While I'm in it, or?
I mean, we'll figure things out as it happens.
Do you guys have a safe word this time? Is it still pizza?
Right, still. I think it may still be pizza.
We haven't changed it.
Okay.
I mean, it's worked so far.
Yeah.
Saying it for posterity, passing the sword back over to Percy.
Just in case they have figured out that is Milken's mandala. It's not.
Well, I'm actively trying to sell that as the current thing.
Yeah.
Don't undersell it, because then they'll think something's up. Play cool, y'all.
All right, so I've got Douglas and Percy at the meeting physically, and Das on a screen. Who's holding the screen? And do you want to take any NPCs with you?
I'm thinking of NPCs. That's it. No further elaboration. I'm thinking of the NPCs.
I think, well, if I play to blow up the room, I don't think we want any NPCs in the room.
Okay.
For,
Are you planning on blowing the room up? Is the question.
I'm not planning on it. I'm just saying it might happen.
By that logic, we can't take NPCs anywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of whether we have any NPCs that are like particularly well suited to this kind of thing, and I don't know. That said, I think this is maybe also one that is okay to keep like bridge crew level, given that we don't know how spiky the conversation topics are going to get. I think we'll leave the NPCs.
Okay.
We don't know what revelations are going to come up.
And Virgilia is not present because she is still dealing with the destruction wrought by Drew. That was a level of violence and carnage that she had not witnessed before.
Yeah.
Alright, so Percy and Doug make their way to the designated meeting room. For being on a Nox, it is surprisingly large. And we're talking maybe 15 feet long and about 8 to 10 feet wide. There's a table, a long table that dominates the center of it with various tech improvements such as screens right there in the seats and a holographic projector from coming down from the ceiling to display, looks like it would display across the entire table and along walls of the room if necessary. You see Selker Mercure at the far end, along with 2 guards that look like they are in better armor than the guard that mutated outside your ship's security room.
Which makes sense, because they wouldn't put the expensive stuff on someone that's going to explode out of it.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, it has to be like the cheapest shit that they could actually pass as armor. Not that he would know that. Anyways, no, sorry.
She appears to be working at her tablet in this room when you guys are brought in by one of the Nox staff, who then scurries off to do her own work. Busy. And she stands as you enter, smiles, and then kind of combination of a frown and a pout as she sees that there's only 2 men approaching.
Yeah. What did she expect? every single time there's been a Mercure person in the same room as Dash trying to kidnapping. We're not trying that again.
I would go so far as to say every time there's one on the same planet as you.
That's probably true.
If they know you're there, they have an opportunistic swing at it just in case.
She both lives up to and defies some of the material you had read. She looks every bit the seductress. With a low-cut V-neck, she's not wearing a power suit like some sources would lead you to believe she's all business. She looks like she's dressed to entertain a party full of men and women who want to ogle more than talk.
If that isn't polymorphic blending, I'm having my hat for dinner.
Yep, guarantee.
You, of course, you're entering from the far end of the room. Are you going to? What's your approach here? Are you gonna stand? Are you gonna take the first seat? Are you gonna walk up to her? What's going on?
I am going to attempt to smile, walk up to her, handshake, etc., to see how close the guards let me.
It's a good test because before you're even halfway to the halfway point of the room, she raises a hand so that my guards would get very touchy if someone as dangerous as the Raza were to approach any closer. Let's keep this business meeting cordial.
Not that I expected any less from the guards that you would choose to bring to this, but just making sure they're awake. Percy looks at the guards.
They are wearing helmets, and so you can't see their expressions. Or any of their skin, for that matter.
That's okay. That's okay.
Are they standing in a position that they could plausibly be asleep?
Not anymore.
Yeah.
They appear to be standing in an alert pose.
Yeah.
There's that word. They seem to be.
Well, indeed.
Which means they're.
I'm assuming you haven't brought out the tablet yet, unless you wanted to enter with it.
No, but as soon as the conversation gets started, once we're seated and stuff, we'll fish out the tablet.
Yeah, she doesn't waste too much time with niceties. Kind of pivoting to the reports of being businesslike.
Yeah.
She continues to stand, but looks at you and says, I see Das is still concerned, perhaps rightfully so, if what I've heard has transpired.
If what you've heard is that every interaction between her and Mercure is them trying to kidnap her, then yeah, no,
I'm afraid there may have been some misinterpretations of my interest in your young friend, my sister.
Bessie raises an eyebrow as if inviting her to go on.
Twin, depending on your view of Millennium Twins.
Yeah. Oh, I'm pretty sure I just realised that was her saying that and not you.
Oh yes, yeah.
I don't meh at that.
Okay.
Yeah, no. No, I like my organs on the inside, thank you.
Then am I to negotiate further with you two for another meeting, which she might not appear?
Well, just because she's here in person doesn't mean she's not here. And Percy rummages about for the tablet.
She grins just a little bit. It's a little forced grin.
Yeah. And yeah. And Percy spins out the tablet in his camera. And okay, yep, we're live. Say hello, Das.
Hi.
I have to remember if it was Audrey or Aubrey. It was Audrey. Okay.
Audrey.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's actually where some of the pronunciation weirdness comes in, but we'll leave that for now.
Okay.
I feel like this is going to get quite uncomfortable quite quickly. Who agrees?
Yep. I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
Audrey. Oh. Turned into such a cute thing. Would you mind broadcasting that to a larger display so that I can see my sister?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Percy will. She probably hasn't riddled this thing with malware. This is a Nox site. It's not a Mercure site. She's not going to rig the tablet. But mental note: destroy the tablet afterwards.
You can securely broadcast out without inviting
What do I do?
yeah, anything in.
Mental note: destroy the tablet afterwards. Percy casts it up to the screen.
I will give that to you as a certainty that Das knows. You can safely broadcast without inviting invasion.
Mental
We
note:
use the fancy
destroy the
holographic things with just have a massive DAS sitting on the table or something.
mental note: destroy the tablet afterwards.
Yes, I get it. Percy, not viral. Percy is going to destroy the tablet over Das's objections.
Yeah.
Yes. Probably Das won't even know it's happened and just finds like a destroyed tablet and he's like, oh, right, yeah, okay.
Hey now, let's not get hasty. Who said anything about you finding it?
True.
You've got several options. You can just broadcast it to one of the wall monitors, or you could actually broadcast it to the holographic projector and let Das be a holographic screen facing Celica directly.
Sure, you know what? Let's get fancy. Let's go with the holographic screen. Why not?
Okay.
Fuck it.
On your end, Das, this doesn't feel any different. Why would it?
Yeah, still just sitting in front of a camera.
But it does cause Celica to change how she's looking at Das, and she focuses more on whatever you're of Das you're letting be visible, and she smiles. It's so good to see you. Please, won't you come home?
Das kind of just stares for a while.
Percy taps the tablet like, do we have lag?
Yeah, it's like, it looks like Das. It looks like the image is just frozen, but then Das just moves slightly. It's like, oh no, not frozen. No.
Oh no, not frozen. I think I might be lagging a bit.
If the Millennium Twin operation was as successful as they've proven to be, you and I are geniuses, unparalleled in the sector. Look at what I alone have accomplished with Mercury Core. Think of what the two of us could do.
That's really the reason you had a... Wow.
Just seems like you could have thought of a better way of doing that than trying to kidnap me repeatedly.
I didn't ask for you to be kidnapped. I issued out an order assuming competence beneath me, and you see what I'm having to deal with. What does find Das and bring her to me mean to you? Does it mean kidnap someone? No. Not. She doesn't say Das. She does say
Audrey, yeah.
Audrey, yeah.
Perhaps to low-minded mercenaries.
I mean,
Got Tyler up for the audience.
I'm sorry.
it's not very
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna say it's not very explicit as an order.
I wouldn't think that I would have to be more explicit with an order involving my sister. There should be no assumption of harming, either physically or mentally, and look what has happened. Now my own sister doesn't trust me.
I mean, with all due respect, as a low-minded mercenary, that does sound a little bit like by hook or by crook. Doesn't matter much in what condition, just get her here. Especially if it's Silica Mercure with her fearsome reputation.
Fearsome? Only to my competitors.
Well, apparently to some of your employees.
Well, I assure you it's all untrue. I wish you no harm, Audrey. I'm gonna put that genius mind to use. What would it take to convince you to tour Mercure Corps headquarters with me?
Quite a lot.
Name it.
I don't know that I can.
Simple credits would be an insult. Your own division, perhaps. Just until you've warmed up to the corporate lifestyle and the rigors of being such an important figure. And then, of course, 50-50. If there's pause in character, then Celica is going to continue.
Yeah, there's enough of a pause, I think, that she would potentially.
She is
yeah.
She's clearly a skilled entertainer slash skilled at holding a room, and she hits a moment in that pause, or breaks a moment in that pause, where the silence would start to become uncomfortable, and begins listing off hereto unknown biological or biophysical achievements that Mercure has made under her leadership, and she's perfectly willing to tout her own intelligence and genius as leading to it. In basically fields of alien study, of improving the human lifestyle through biomedical pharmaceuticals, trying to work with the crash pads that you recall in actually that was your first Mercure incident, was in a crash pad on Astos in Vacant. Working with crash pads to try and both study addicts and the effects of new drugs on the market and help cure them. And she does this all, unless interrupted, leading to a lingering look again on Das. Perhaps a little bit uncomfortable lingering look, as she starts to look a little bit predatory and says, "Now what expertise is in that brain of yours? Where would we see Mercure advance with you by my side at the helm?"
You do understand that she doesn't want to be a resource, right?
Is that what you consider her? A resource? She looks
no.
at Das. You would be so much more. A partner, a trendsetter.
If you'll forgive the impoliteness, it certainly sounds like you're more interested in what her skills could do for you.
She gives the most scathing look at Percy. It's a combination of, "Oh, please stop talking," and a roll of her eyes. And then she looks back at Das.
Oh, that's a fearsome look.
You do seem quite enthusiastic about the idea of handing half of your company over. Even if it is to your sister.
I will admit it's been a lot, and sharing some of the responsibility is an ulterior motive. I found a gray hair the other day. She looks over at Doug and Percy. That does not leave this room.
Percy, I don't know if it visibly shows that Percy is having to fight back the urge to go, oh, a grey hair! I don't know if it visibly shows, but he might just keep his mouth shut and nod.
She looks back at Des, and I'll admit it is certainly a marketing opportunity, but we would manage that together. We would promote that together, all all within your comfort levels, which may be meager at first, but you'll come into it. You're a Mercure.
You know, it's just occurred to me that Percy and Doug are just playing good cop, bad cop, and Doug is the good cop just by being quiet.
Yeah.
Said about the guy who brought explosives to blow up the room if needed.
Yes.
At the top.
I mean, it's not like I'm. It's not like I'm not also literally a living weapon.
Mhm. At this point, I do think I want Doug and Percy to give me a notice check.
Okay, wisdom, charisma, something else.
Wisdom, I think.
Okay.
Respectable.
Nice.
All right.
Nine.
Viral, did you say that the maybe I'll type it because I don't know if this is public yet.
Yeah, all the best. Yeah, it came up. Milking top person use it,
Okay.
remember?
Okay, thank you. Is that always on for Percy?
More or less.
Is it on right now?
As long. Yeah, definitely. There's not so much happening here that would stun him. Definitely, yes.
Okay. So Doug gets it would be really hard to put to words in my because I'm struggling right now physically.
Mm-hmm.
There's something just slightly off about Celica right now.
Oh, is it not actually her in person? Oh, shocker.
Percy, you have an advantage with the spatial awareness. Yeah, that's a hologram. It's a really good hologram. But she's also not here in person.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me necessarily. Does it have like perfect visual fidelity, or is it like are there little details of the animation that are stuttering and tweaking a little bit? I'm just wondering, will she?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm wondering if it's like, like if she's actually way more intense and creepy about this, but she's hiding some of the uncanniness behind the fact that it's being projected, or even if it's just like fucking a slightly prettier filter, that kind of thing, you know?
No, no.
But yeah,
I would say that for Doug, the what is noticeable about this is it's a really good hologram. you beat the DC to notice that there's something off about it, but it is still a really good hologram. But he works.
The AC's passing through it.
Yeah. There's just some small little sign that it feels a little bit off. There's just the slightest bit of airflow that you're not feeling, or there's airflow here and you're not seeing it applied consistently. The hologram is trying to mimic the environment in this room, so it's moving her hair if there is a breeze blowing through, or if the AC is moving through, but it looks just off enough for Doug to have some suspicions. For Percy, yeah, there actually is a kind of physical presence of the hologram, a hard hologram per se, that spatial awareness picks up, but it's rough and blobby as he is starting to creep into his awareness. It doesn't have fingers, you know?
Yeah.
It is rudimentary hard light technology.
Okay.
Which is scary, and if that's related to Doug, I will say Doug can identify that hard light technology is pre-tech.
Like there's materials to pre-tech put in there.
Oh, I see.
Or the energy conversion. I could see converting the energy of the light into mass.
Yeah, you can get a lot of mass out of a small amount of energy. Yeah, sorry, what was the last thing that Scylla cast, sorry?
So she was basically just still trying to sell Das on the idea.
Yeah.
Sell Das.
Yeah.
Gendra, I do feel that we can say whatever we want about you being a trusted partner on the Massa and having authority and literally making a difference and stuff and being a friend. We can say whatever we like. She's not going to believe it. She's only going to believe it from you. And even then, she's not going to believe it. But she's going to have more doubt if it's you that says it.
Yeah.
We're right up against our break time. Do you want to take some more time to think about this, or do you have an idea and you want to proceed right now?
I don't know. I think I know what Das is going to say.
Okay, let's continue then.
But it doesn't really go anywhere. So yeah. And I'm also not great at phrasing things, so it may be slightly disjointed, and then Das says it slightly better than I can.
Sure.
Doesn't she have a negative charisma? I'm sorry, that's mean.
We'll let you roll for
it.
No. plus 0 charisma, 12.
Mm-hmm. Right. I thought she had negative charisma. I'm thinking
no.
I'm thinking of Milky.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, like Celica's still kind of going off and basically boasting about what she's done.
I'll give you the world.
Yeah, not so much anymore. She did the boasting to highlight her achievements, and she pivoted from that into basically saying that that's what she anticipates the Das would bring to the company.
Join the dark side to make it build the world together.
That was what I got.
Yes.
Join me and together we can rule the galaxy or something.
Yes, you get it.
Yeah.
Audrey, I am your sister.
I should get the reference wrong as well. You telling me she's a Star Wars movie? Please. Too busy being out there being imposing and ruthless to, have fun.
Yeah. But yeah, if she's kind of throwing the attention back towards Das, I don't think Das would go into detail, but definitely mentioning the challenging stuff that can be accomplished on this ship.
So when you say that she doesn't go into detail, does she go into any vagaries of what kind of where Das's talents have grown? Does she allude to the computer or hacking at all? Or computer work or hacking?
I kind of got the impression that Celica was kind of digging for info on that, so probably no.
Okay.
Probably avoid specific mentions, but like making it clear that like there are appropriate intellectual challenges available, and that they are being challenged isn't the right word. Faced, I guess. They are being undertaken.
Okay. Yeah, if you want Das to, if you want to see how well Das relays that, I'm happy to let you make a charisma talk check. I think it would be.
Sure. Let's do charisma talk and see how well this goes. Not amazingly.
Not amazing, no. You are an expert, so if this is an important role for you, could roll it. Reroll it.
It could be.
Sun skirmish. I'll tell you the consequences of that roll, and also tell you that it's probably not the only roll that I would ask you to make here.
Yeah.
So that kind of roll is going to give her an impression that that Das is basically rationalizing herself on the Raza as opposed to this much bigger challenge. She'll either get the idea that Das feels daunted by the challenge of working at the top of Mercure, or that Das just is putting her off because she doesn't trust her still. And I'll put it 50-50 odds on either of those. And then I'll roll if you decide to keep this. I'm going to say that the difficulty is an 8, just above, the average number that you can roll here. And that if you were to roll an 8, then I would let you decide how this is conveyed. And of course, you can't just say that Celica believes her wholeheartedly, but Celica gets no other impression.
Yeah. Okay. And would that be basically the 50-50 if I rolled like a 7 as well? Or...
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, the second one of those things is just true.
I'll tell you what. If you roll a 6 or a 7, I will let you choose which of the 2.
Choose which of those. Okay. See, I know what's happening here. You're just trying to get me to use the reroll so I don't have it later.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to use it.
Yeah, it's like, do you think not getting the conversation off, or do you think getting the conversation off on the right foot is more important than actually convincing her of something important later on?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think I'm going to do it.
Okay.
I think I'm going to do it. Yeah.
Wolf.
And I did get that 7 that I said about. Okay. Well, we're definitely doing the not trusting version of what you said.
Okay.
Because that one at least is vaguely true.
Vaguely? Only vaguely?
So, yeah. It's mostly true, There's little bits of it that aren't, but it's mostly true.
Okay.
I mean, how many little bits are there? And I don't trust you.
Yeah.
Well, if you include the apostrophe but not the spaces, 14.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's the spaces that are the problem, you know.
It is the spaces that are the problem. Okay. So Das tells her that there are suitable challenges for her intellect on this ship. Doesn't go into any detail, and says that she is being challenged. She's being intellectually challenged in a positive way on the ship with those challenges. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what she's trying to convey, at least.
Okay. And from that, Celica is getting a little bit of an impression that Das is putting her off because Das doesn't trust her, right? That's...
Yeah, which is not entirely untrue.
Okay.
There are other reasons, but that's a big one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. I should have mentioned this from the start, so I will let you guys tell me no if it would change anything. But the guy that got you this meeting is also in the room. He came in with you. I totally forgot that. Would that change anything for you, or is that okay?
Yeah, not especially, no.
No.
Doesn't really change anything. Honestly, I meant to say something about it, and then got distracted by the handshake thing, and then got distracted again. And here we are.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we did have like going through him as one of the conditions, right? So
Yeah, we did.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What side of the room is he on?
He has stayed more neutral. He's if you split the room in half with Celica on one side and you guys on the other, which is how it's truly laid out.
Yeah.
He is just on your side of the half of the halfway mark.
Okay. I do. It doesn't change what's happened so far.
Okay.
It does kind of mess with things though, because like, you know, if you want to bring out the properly destructive geopolitics, that kind of, you know, there's just a guy there. I suppose the guards are there too. Yeah. Okay. No, it doesn't change that much actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking of the guards as extensions of Celica and Remy as a character, but they are all characters.
This Celica. Frowns a little. I'll ask one more time. What will it take for you to trust that I want the best for you and for me and for Mercure? What will it take to convince you that I will go to extraordinary lengths to see this dream of Millennium Twins, Audrey and Celica, helming the Mercure Core? Is there in-character delay?
In character, I do have a thought. it is. Her reaction's probably not going to be super pretty. I also like Gidget, she is directly addressing a question to you. I can save it for later. Shall I save it for later, or shall I drop it now?
I mean, I think Das doesn't really have an answer and doesn't really give an answer, so there is a bit of a silence.
Yeah, I'll jump in then.
Oh no.
And I will. We can keep streaming Das while we bring up something else on the tablet, right?
Yeah. You can even put the other thing onto another monitor.
Yeah.
Okay.
You actually drop the stream with Das.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the tablet is technically capable of doing multiple streams. What about Percy's tech savviness?
That's a good question. Let's have him roll an int program check.
You're kidding. Are you kidding?
No.
No. Okay.
To be clear, though, it's just to look cool, right?
He's not going to fail at this. I believe, unless you think I'm wrong here, I believe he's tech savvy enough to get through this.
Yeah.
It's just not quick or
no,
smooth.
that's okay.
Yeah,
that's okay.
It's like you know that this is something Das would do in like 2 seconds. And he does.
Yeah.
And then Percy's just like, this menu, that menu. Yeah.
So there's a silence hanging in the air while he fiddles with a tablet in something seeming important, but we don't know what that importance is yet.
Like Doug clears his throat.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Percy just has like, right. And then he figures it out, and because Das is still sitting there looking silent and looking kind of lost a little bit, question mark, he's going to weigh in with, if I may interject, it's she's been with us, one of our team, one of our friends for a while, and it makes it a little hard to be excited about the prosperity of Mercure Corps when Mercure Corps' interests look like this. And he casts up a piece of footage that starts with Trail standing in the middle of an abandoned ship, sweating bullets and reaching out towards Percy. And in the footage plays. And like about maybe 10-15 seconds in, as he starts fucking rippling and mutating out of his own body, Percy will just add, he did quite clearly tell us that he was that you guys had hired him. I have the footage of that as well if you'd like. And then shuts up and and just watches.
She looks from the footage to Perseus. Oh my, that looks horrific. I wonder what could have caused all this.
Percy's... It's actually getting to Percy a little bit. It's getting to him a little bit more than he expected. He thought he was ready for this. But yeah,
And you say he said there was mature involvement here? I'm sure he was lying.
Give me a few moments.
Give Viral a few moments or Percy a few moments?
Give Percy a few moments.
Okay. She continues. If Percy...
he does actually seem to be struggling with getting finding the appropriate bit, because it was kind of in a monologue and he's not sure how much of that to share, and by that point she started talking.
Yeah, so she does continue and says, I can't imagine your father, a pirate, ever lying about anything.
Who said anything about being my father? Is he? Percy raises an eyebrow.
And she flicks a hand to the other wall. You're using one side wall. She flicks a hand to the other wall. And a picture comes up. It looks like the girl that nabbed Das, the teleporter. She's on a snowy planet. And for the record, Thurid is a typically snowy planet. Farming takes some special techniques. So this girl is on a farm with looks like she's taking a selfie with a fairly long-haired brunette woman that looks a little bit familiar.
No.
There's other pictures. They're laughing and smiling. They're sharing some.
Oh my goodness.
they're sharing a table.
Dex.
She's got a selfie of her trying to milk a cow.
I swear to fucking God, Dex.
That's a dangerous can of worms she just opened.
She looks flatly over at Percy, and then looks back at Das and smiles. Now would you please join me? And let's go ahead and take a break. Unless if you've got something right now, I'll go for it. We'll pull off the break.
Yeah, Percy just maintains the blankest expression that he already looks a little bit disturbed from the whole trail thing. He just doesn't let his expression change as best he can, and she goes, "I'm sorry, was that meant to? Am I meant to know who that is?"
The hell of a bluff.
Remy, by the way, looks frustrated, fuming. He's barely holding it in.
barely hold that in.
Remy, you're the guy who was supposed to be the
barely
sole
holding what in. Barely holding what in.
He looks like he is frustrated by this turn of events.
What?
the fact that it's not going well for
the
Silica's resorting to, this.
Yeah.
I imagine.
It's likely that if the teleporter has intervened in this way, then Remy is not going to get any promotions. Yeah. She does not respond to Percy. She keeps looking at Das.
So this is an out of character side of things. Does Das?
Yeah.
Can Das see the screen that she was sending?
Yes. And
I was also curious. Is Percy told? Who is Percy told about? The person
This is kind of why I'm asking.
Yeah. Das and Elise, and I've definitely told you because you helped me look for potential leads. So
Right. Yes. Okay. So I recognize.
So, but Doug's just gonna look confused.
Yeah.
I genuinely ask us should we know who that is?
Yeah. That's just I don't know. Out of character, I'm thinking we can maybe segue this into the amnesia, but more it's partly that and partly just a petty, your emotional levers do not have an effect on me kind of thing, which probably is only somewhat working at best. But but also maybe we do just segue this into the amnesia because that is a pretty heavy recalibration of your priorities.
And I just checked, clarified that yes, the frame, the what I wrote is the frame contains a picture of an attractive brunette standing against a snowy wooded backdrop. That was in Percy's quarters.
Okay, right. I thought I should. Okay. Oh.
So it does look like that woman aged up a couple years.
Yeah, of course it does.
Yep.
That's probably a coincidence, though.
Yeah,
I
so
will
we've
say
got this
this
macabre.
does kind of
Go ahead, Nux.
undermine her point about being able to be trusted.
Yeah, a little bit.
I was thinking that. My immediate thought was if we weren't going to try the who is this angle, it was going to be and you think this is going to make me trust you? Why?
So
But if we're going for the who is that angle, I'm not going to say that.
Let me call for a
break.
I think this is a charisma talk or charisma connect skill check from Das, Percy, and Doug. And while you're rolling it, I will describe the macabre scene of the video of Trail playing on loop on one side, while pictures and selfies of the cute teleporter hanging out with Delilah play on the other side.
How did we manage to turn this into a Percy family reunion?
That is an interesting way of phrasing it, but it kind of is that, isn't it?
A little bit.
That is a fantastic roll from Percy.
Here's a question. Is anybody here really good at GeoGuessr? Specifically GeoGuessr of this planet?
I knew putting some juice into a social skill would work. Would come out well later on. The fact that I'm fucking tripping over my words does not really help. But I knew that putting some juice into a social skill would come out.
Yes, you did just roll the sum of the rest of us.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
So I'm gonna leave Meowkin and Ginja to your own devices on what you believe Doug and Das pick up from Celica's shift. She looks from Percy with a flat expression over to Das and just smiles. Percy, you pick up a very calculated and mercenary shift of effort, basically. She is no longer trying to convince you, or convince Das. She has now resorted to other efforts.
Yeah.
Failed threats.
Yeah. So Percy is just gonna add, like, is this some kind of emotional lever that you're trying to pull? Do you have the right person? Which I don't think she's going to ignore, but that's okay.
That's okay. Douglas is going to back this up by saying, I don't recognize that person. Because he really doesn't.
Then I guess none of you...
Percy's internal reaction is something like my external reaction.
Then I guess none of you will care about little Lohan.
What? That's obviously same character for Doug. I like game person.
She actually does get a reaction from her. She rolls her eyes, clearly displaying annoyance now. Oh, please tell me you aren't so ignorant.
I'm gonna throw a thing in here because this is Das, and like this isn't like helping us, but like this is Das, and this is just Das. So yeah, I'm just gonna remind you, Dex, that like Das's face is an open book. So and Das knows what's going on. So Celica mentions this. Yeah, there is a facial expression from Das. I don't know what it is exactly, but there'll be something.
But it's
like there is definitely something there.
Let me pry it a little bit. Is Das generally uneasy with threats against who she knows to be Percy's child?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, not happy with that at all.
Yeah, she rolls her eyes, says, "Oh, please tell me you aren't actually this ignorant." Looking at Percy and Doug. Takes in a breath, collects herself, and then looks back at Das and smiles again. She is giving off every impression of a snake that has injected the poison and is just waiting and watching with a smile. Egg. Sorry, what was that?
I was thinking the snake that swallowed the egg.
Yeah. Okay. So is it obvious to Das that this has been read off of her face at this point?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I will. I will then at this point make that comment about like you're trying to tell us we can trust you, and then you pull this. Where were you going with that?
I tried to play this the easy way.
Does someone tell me what's going on?
Oh, for fuck's sake. That woman is Percy's ex-lover, and they have a child, and he knows that. I think. Whether he does or not, she looks back at Des. She does.
The temptation to say that I'm gay is incredibly strong right now.
I mean, who knows? Memory wiped.
Yeah.
Maybe love.
I'm kind of. If you don't want me to deploy the fucking gay bomb, should we tell her about the amnesia? or should I keep fucking with her?
Oh, I fully intend to tell her absolutely nothing if we can get away with it.
But I guess I feel like the question is, can Percy keep playing it cool?
Now, how is Percy
I think
feeling
that's the
about
real-
this?
Yeah, I think that's the real challenge here.
Doug is legitimately in the dark. Das is clearly showing discomfort. Where's Percy at?
Percy's fucking inner animal has its hackles raised and as big as it can, fucking wanting to dismantle this hard like hologram by hand. More rationally, he's reassuring himself with the knowledge that by his understanding of teleportation bullshit, the fact that we have this like on video means that Myokin could grab him and just go there now. Like, we can theoretically be there before Silica knows we're gone, or at the same time that she knows we're gone.
Now, is that a misunderstanding of Percy, or is that a misunderstanding of Viral? Because
I think it's a misunderstanding of Percy.
Kana cannot.
Yeah. I think it's a misunderstanding of Percy.
Okay.
We got one over on Mercury like twice now. The teleportation shenanigans.
Yeah, just because we were talking before with the I know we were mostly joking about the teleporting that's off camera and teleport. Yeah. I know we're mostly joking about that, but Percy's taking that to mean, okay, yeah, no, she can teleport somehow. She's seen to a video feed. And that's why he's not like visibly reacting much.
So the dramatic irony is terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually not sure how I play this one from here necessarily.
Yeah, you put yourself in a very tricky position.
I have, yes. Yes, I've maneuvered my king to the corner of the chessboard. Yeah, I wonder if this is a good time to take a session break.
If nobody else is opposed to it, I'm okay with taking our break right now.
Good time for me.
All right.
Oh dear.
Let's go ahead and come back in about 15 minutes.
All right.
I'll go ahead and bring us back into frame. Hope you've had plenty of time to consider your response to everything so far.
I have, don't worry.
All right. Ginja. So I guess the question becomes, who is responding first, Das or Percy?
I volunteer myself, but we'll step aside if Ginja wants to go first.
Yeah. Remind me what the last thing that got said was.
There's no way you're that ignorant, right? That's his ex-girlfriend and his son.
Yeah,
right. Yes. No, I remembered that being said. I didn't remember whether that was the last bit. Yes. Okay.
That was, as I recall. And then she looked back at Das and smiled again.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yes.
And then I made some analogy about a snake that is poisoned their victim and is just waiting for the venom to kick in, the poison to kick in, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, no, say for the recording. I'm done. Up to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think Dash would be planning on saying something, but I think it would take some time to formulate what she's going to say. So there would definitely be time if Percy's got something quick that.
Yep. Yeah, meanwhile, Percy.
Say it.
Percy, who is a mouthy little shit, would allow himself to show the indignation, I guess. And just watch her staring away from him, looking every bit like a fucking reptilian predator. Settle himself, even his breath. So you're telling me my ex is alive, I have a son, and you're informing me that in the context of the very much implied, and I can and very much will hurt them. And you're expecting this to go down well. Seriously.
Oh, I'm not going to hurt them. Delilah's a delight. I guess the question is, do you care about your son as much as you care about Das? She looks back at Das. And really, if he doesn't, how can you feel confident and secure on a ship we don't even know if he does care about his son? At least with me, now you know what you're getting.
Given that every interaction with Mercure has been overtly hostile, you'll forgive me for not believing that you're not going to hurt them. We meet Trail, he's working for you. He turns into a monster. We go to Astos, your people try and kidnap Das. We go to a fucking crash pad, some of the most vulnerable people. Your people try and kidnap Das, we stop them, one of them turns into a monster and rampages. But mind your business here, another monster, another kidnapping.
And what do all of those have in common? They all failed.
What they have in common is that they're all negative and dispose us against the person who is now trying to say, oh, join me, we can work together.
We're past that.
Are we? Are we?
We're past we can work together, and she looks back at Das. Perhaps in time you can rise above these silly restraints and make some real progress. Real scientific progress. Break some eggs. There is still a place for you, but you'll need some molding.
Huh. What are you even going for here?
She takes a moment to ponder that question.
Well, that's a first in this conversation.
Yeah.
He has to think now.
Yeah. It's like she has just stepped away from the we're past wanting to go together, so where are we? Because that was the whole conversation.
I think we'd gone past that like before we walked in the room, but you know,
Yeah.
she has now
She
admitted it.
She hadn't. Yeah.
Oh no, I think she'd moved past it before we walked in the room, but she hadn't admitted it. Now she has.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
At first, it was mere curiosity. My sister survived. How is she doing? Does she live up to the Mercure name? I believe you do. And in that vein, I think your intellect, not so much your morals, would make a fine contribution to the domination of Mercure Core. And Mercure Core will dominate. What side of that do you want to be on?
The side with morals.
I can see already that this is another failure. And she looks over at Remy.
The side that doesn't shit itself when one bunch of misfits on a ship start trolling around?
Yeah.
She looks over at Remy and says, "You know what to do." And the hologram fades off.
No, Remy, no.
So, is anybody doing anything other than telling no Remy no?
That's out of character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, does it just like very late?
He very slowly raises his hand as like, I have nothing on me, no weapons.
Don't give a shit about your weapons. If you're not going to fucking mutate, then what is she talking about?
Find another way, I guess. Takes a breath, tries to compose himself, straightens up. Yes, I suppose she wants me to continue negotiations with you. I assure you, that isn't how she always is. She means well.
Does she now? Does she really? You'll forgive me, I hope, for assuming that she's not always like this means that usually she doesn't care enough to take her mask off. And that we've struck a nerve.
This is the first time that I've seen her in person. Well, close to it.
Pissy's trembling a little bit.
But I think maybe we can salvage this into something that's a workable agreement for all of us. He's, on seeing Percy trembling a little bit, he is now trembling a little bit.
Really?
Maybe?
Okay, that's good. If you said yes, definitely, I was going to burst out laughing and maybe shoot you in the head. I hadn't quite decided yet.
Yeah, looks over at the guards, who are still there, by the way, and back at Percy.
Yeah.
I
know.
Really don't know where this goes from here. but I feel like the Emperor has just looked into my soul and grasped my heart, and now I try my best to trick you into trusting us.
I can tell you one thing with some certainty. I'm not in command here, but I know the crew. I can tell you one thing with some certainty. If she hurts my son, if she hurts my ex, if she does anything other than bring that teleporter back, then oh god. Does she realise that she's doing the same stuff that set us on our previous path in the first place? We're better connected now. We're more dangerous now. If she takes away the things that we still have left to lose, oh, what we did previously will be a warm-up at best. You will wish that was the extent of it. Never mind this current period of peace. You will wish that was the extent of what we did.
Well,
and you make that perfectly clear to her.
Oh, I don't think I'll be talking to her again unless Audrey is locked away in a cell in Mercure, or her room at Mercure HQ. Sorry, young lady. How much is the life of that family on the surface worth to you?
Do you know what it was that set us off in the first place?
I've heard some stories.
I was raised a pirate, and that family of that woman helped me get better. And then my past got up to me and dragged me right back in. And that was what set me off. For Doug, it was... what was it? Arson? Blamed on you? Not even your fault, was it?
Doug concurs.
or
something.
Yeah. That's, oh yeah, for you, and he looks at the hologram. Yeah, for you, it was also arson blamed on you that wasn't your fault, wasn't it?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and the whole stuck on a prison planet thing.
Yeah. For John, it was fucking, what, ship taken over by pirates? Yeah. Elise pulled away from my family. When you get down to it, we're not evil for the sake of being evil. And Bertie is grinning frighteningly wide now. We're not evil for the sake of being evil. No. We've been wronged. We have been wronged. We have been hurt. We were taught that basically all there was in this sector was hurt. Partly because of your fucking boss. And then we got better.
That's her.
She's threatening to backslide. I know it's not you, but she's threatening to make us backslide.
Well, maybe we can prevent that.
Yeah, would you say, what do they mean to us? It was something like this that got me here in the first place. So you ask yourself, do you really think she wants to do that again?
Well, I think what she wants is... control of the situation. Give that to her, and I'm sure she would agree to set your family up somewhere nice. They won't have to work on a farm in the snow.
Percy taking deep breaths. He looks like he's trying to calm himself a little bit.
He looks over at the DAS projection, and it won't be bad. I'm sure she values intellect and drive, and if you're as smart as she thinks you are.
If she was as smart as she thinks she is, she wouldn't be making threats to get me.
Bravo.
I'm sure it was simply a test of character. He does not sound convinced.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should be.
Yeah. A test of character on the people who, when previously tested like this, started a campaign of terrorism. Yeah, I think this is right. She's not.
Yeah.
I assume the cameras are still rolling, so and Percy looks around. Are there any like security cameras or whatever?
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. He just stares into whichever security camera catches his eye first, and says, "As this stands, unacceptable. Stay out of our fucking way until you grow a heart, and we'll have no problems, or hurt us, and I will personally burn what you have built to the ground."
The camera does not respond.
I don't expect it to. I did not expect it to, yeah. So, out of character, I think that went pretty well.
The guards, in the meantime, are packing up the projection tech, and they keep an idle eye on you just to make sure that you're, not ready to tackle them. But they're mostly packing up that tech, and unless you stop them, they're going to sidle out of the room on the opposite side from you and leave.
Yeah. I'm not going to stop the guards. What I'm going to do is, so I don't need to worry about the sample being bugged. I had loaded up the, I don't know how to say I had, but it was, I just forgot to say it. And I think it's not unreasonable given we had 4 days.
Yeah.
Percy loaded up the relevant video evidence for stuff that he thought might come up, like the Mercure monster instance, and okay, maybe the footage for the first one is a bit spotty, but he's had Cyber Eye since then. He's got pretty good footage for those. And yeah, I'm just gonna fucking, put the tablet down on the table, disconnect the ass and whatnot, put the tablet down, turn it around 180 degrees so it's pointed towards Remy, and go, "I hope your boss listens," and start heading out. I'll let him look into that on his own, if he likes. I'll let him look into that on his own, if he likes.
What did he say? He's got you what?
He turns the tablet, looks at Remy and says, "I hope your boss listens."
Oh.
And heads out.
Okay.
So yeah, I think, Ginja, I'm sorry I can't take over the conversation.
No, it's fine.
Okay. But yeah, I think that's fairly clear. Grow a heart and come back, or stay out of the way, or fuck with us and we'll ruin your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the initial thing of like trying to capture me. It was like, well, maybe we'll listen. We'll see what they want. Now it's like, okay, it's clear that what they say they want isn't actually what they want at this point.
Yeah.
So just flat no. We're not even entertaining it next time.
Yeah. No. And that teleporter chick is shot on sight.
Yeah. Yep.
we could literally be. I'm trying to think of something that's like serious enough that it'd be bad to shoot someone in the middle of it, but also innocuous enough that we wouldn't mind her being in the middle of it. Like fucking.
Yeah.
I could go back to Delilah and go, I want to marry you, and we could be at the altar, and the teleporter chick shows up, and she's
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you take this woman as your lovely wedding wife? Bim. Yes, I do. She kills him a crater in the head. That macabre thought aside, yeah, we still have some session left somehow.
We do.
Mm.
And I'd like to spend a little bit of time finding out what you want to do. So, I think at this point let's get you characters back to the ship. Welcome back.
No,
Yeah,
they're
totally.
not. No, they are not. Yeah. More of Celica's mask came off, and I threatened to destroy like a third of the sector. So Tuesday.
Yeah. Celica. So Celica basically implied that only one of the sides has morals. And which side did I want to be on? And I said the side with morals.
Yeah,
it's the classic genius blunder, isn't it? She's so smart she doesn't need morals anymore.
Yeah, and I added the side that doesn't shit itself at one ship full of misfits.
Yeah. It's
Good help is hard to find, isn't it?
Actually, I'm gonna put the thing that came to mind in the chat.
Yeah, basically the ultimatum was come back when you grow a heart, or stay out of our way and we'll stay out of yours, or you fuck with us again and we will make our previous piracy look like a picnic.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, we do have a fully functional rosin now, so.
Yeah.
Just in time to use it.
Oh boy, we do need a test run.
Yeah. Remy was giving us the whole, like, in the grand scheme of things, how much does that one family down there matter? And I explained to him that we're not just evil, we're spiteful. We all went on this for our own individual instances of revenge, and she is threatening to give us something else to go to war for.
Now,
so yeah.
I will say that because Remy he's scared from both sides right now.
Yeah.
So, how much does that one family down there matter was more as an angle of, if this family matters, then how much are you willing to do to save them? It wasn't on the side of, okay, well,
who cares?
Yeah, it definitely wasn't the who cares. It was more of he was still trying to push for Celica's goal.
Yeah, unfortunately, he worded it poorly for the state of mind that Percy was in at the time.
Okay.
It's very easy to misinterpret that statement.
Yeah, I think that it's interesting that was my reaction. I think I almost feel like Percy instinctively sort of doesn't feel like he deserves to be with them as part of the family, and that's why he didn't immediately jump to protect. He instead immediately jumped to avenge.
Okay.
And that's an interesting quirk that I just realised now.
Why don't we take this back to the Raza and have and hear some in-character conversation about the event?
So, did it? By the way, just for Doug's sake, did it come out that was Percy's ex-lover and the kid?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Percy thinks that this is him just finding out. It's totally not.
Yeah.
Nice.
Celica basically said, Celica basically stated it and said, well, even if you don't know, point, and then sort of gestured to Das, she does.
Yeah, I did remember that. Yeah, I was right before the break.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and Percy's like, fucking, you tell me that she's not dead, you tell me I have a son, and you tell me that in the context of threatening their lives? To try and get us to bend to your will?
That's got to be a very confusing mental state. If I mean, I guess you actually already knew, but
I did actually already know. Yeah.
yeah. But imagine
Yeah.
if you didn't actually know, and then someone said that.
And I think her response
Yeah.
to that was just to smile at Das.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah. She thinks she's smart and she pulls all the levers, and then the machine does the opposite of what she wants.
I don't know if it's gonna do the. Here's my. I don't think it's necessarily it's gonna do the opposite of what she wants. I think the backlash is going to be bigger than she expects.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Like I'm sure she's like, oh, what could they possibly do? You know, I mean, I don't know. If I was an evil mastermind doing something like that, that's what I would think. I'm so confident in my own preparedness.
Yeah. Suddenly, UIS has capital ships.
But
how come?
She doesn't.
Nobody knows.
Well, she doesn't know that we had the plot on our side.
Exactly. Yeah.
She doesn't know. She thinks she's the main character. We're the main characters.
Do we have the plot on our side? This is a sandbox.
Well, more than she does. Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I was gonna say, I feel like the plot's on the.
I guess next could go tragic.
What's that?
Yeah, I do.
Versus heroic.
Oh yeah, Nox.
I feel like the plot is on the spooky ghost guy side.
Yes.
Which didn't even come up. The amnesia and the spooky ghost guys didn't even come up.
I was thinking about bringing that up. It's like, oh, I don't like a sign of trust to commit to idling that, but then
see, I had been thinking about it, but then she just escalated the dick waving contest over and over.
Yep.
Yeah, Remy's just like, she probably just like, she's kind of a control freak. If you give her control, then she'll be a lot more chill. And I'm like, you do realize who you're talking to, right? Anyways, let's get back to the ship.
Sure. Doug and Percy are able to get back to the Raza without incident. Das is, of course, already there.
This was on the Nox, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I won't leave a demo charge as a party gift.
Okay.
We've been some sort of Mercure Corp station, sure. Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah, oops, dropped something. Bang.
No, despite their dependence on certain Mercure pharmaceuticals, products, and assistance aid, the Nox is very pointed about their independence. This is their station.
Obviously, a lot of innocence there.
Yeah, a lot of innocence, and with how tightly packed they are, the small things matter more.
A lot of innocents who also just did as a turn by fixing up the ship as well.
Yeah.
And do we want that reputation?
Reputation? Come on now, we've not gone full Joker yet.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like we're kind of painting ourselves as nice guys now. We wanted to attend the guy's funeral, right?
You do want to attend the guy's funeral.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
At least you said that.
Which, no, I do.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
and I did kind of imply we're the side with morals, so
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't imply a lot of morals, but it implies some morals, which is one that she has.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I like to think that, like, after the, like, you said that, like, it's like a flip. I feel like you kind of say that as like kind of a flip it thing, and now we're all like kind of introspecting on that. It's like, huh?
Yeah, like we are not so moral that we won't use incredible violence as a means to an end, but it will be a good end, and there will be an end.
and we will avoid maybe perhaps too much collateral damage.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the stance we've taken, is that we're not too keen on all the collateral damage anymore. Like
there was that. There was. There was that one space station.
Yeah, but that was at least like a research station that was staffed by people that worked for. You're
right. It was innocent researchers. You're so right.
I mean, relatively speaking, though.
God forbid a person wanted to earn a check. A lot of them were independent, so they just had a union.
Exactly. I'm allowed to have my illusions.
Sure thing. Yeah. Hey, you should probably go hang out with Koana while we, talk about what's happened.
I don't know. Juana might be darker than any of us now. Who knows?
True, she's got edgy Koana.
Yeah, she's got edgy.
Oh God.
Yeah, you'd forgotten about that, hadn't you?
Yeah. That's actually an interesting thought. But yeah, we're heading back to the ship. Dex, is that memorial service, is it either today or tomorrow?
We'll make it today.
Fuck. Okay.
Do you let me rephrase that. We'll make it what you guys need for the plot. I don't have a set date for it.
Okay, Percy wants to get so drunk that he forgets his own name for a while.
Okay.
So he's probably not going to be good for tomorrow either.
Oh, my chemical romance. Oh no. Okay. So yeah, you make it back to the ship, and Percy starts getting drunk. Where's he drinking at?
Fucking.
Better, more ready supply at the galley.
True enough, galley it is.
I mean, he may have some back in his room, but it's free flowing here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we'll go with the galley then. I feel like we should probably let the others have a scene because we haven't seen Myokin in a while, and it gives Percy some time to get drunk.
Okay, that sounds good. Who wants to take a stage here? Let's get a quick update on how Kana is doing at the pilot's seat.
Much planning abroad. Calculations being done.
Okay.
And we're gonna tell you. Just getting all the instructions. Sorry.
A second chair has been pulled up. I don't actually have anything more than that. Good talk. Good scene.
Here's my question to help set that up too, though. Is are we changing our plans based off of that meeting and just gonna like all of like I said, Connor's just done all that work, like the calculations, everything for our next plan jump, and then we just new plan.
Maybe don't come to Percy for tactical insight tonight.
What about
if we're changing the plan, we're changing the plan. Fuck it.
What about Doug and Das? They have any conversation going back?
Like Doug is like, that. Wait, Dash, do you know about that?
Yeah.
Huh. Did Percy know?
Yeah.
Oh, he acted like he didn't know.
No, it's better at hiding it than me, I guess.
Maybe I don't know Percy that well. Maybe I should go talk to him.
Sorry, Viral. Percy's not going to be hard to find.
Yeah, no, he's not. I'm okay with that. I shouldn't want to hog more spotlight.
I mean, that's a good moment for you to hog spotlight, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah. So yeah, you can.
Well, I got Dash is free to join, I suppose. But yeah, well, either way, Doug's gonna go find Percy and check where he's at, see what our plans are.
I'll move you guys over to the
even if it's
screen.
a very bad idea.
Oh goodness, that conference room over there is a mess. Leather. Let's see. Who's in the galley?
Oh,
we haven't
God.
heard from Siri. You haven't heard from Siri in a while.
We have not, no.
No, probably not a good time for Siri.
Sorry, he's just giving me diagnostics on my rising blood alcohol content. I'm like, yeah, I know. That's
Oh,
the
you know,
point.
Siri would be asking so many questions.
Yeah. So what does it feel like when your family is being threatened with mortal danger? Not now. Oh, God.
Alright, so yeah, does Dash join Doug in seeking out Percy?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is Percy just doing shots, or?
What do you think?
I don't know how. Which way you mean that? Like, is that what do you think? Is in? Oh, it's obvious that's what he's doing.
No, genuine question. What do you think Percy's doing?
Okay. Oh, I was kind of thinking, just taking a shot, and then like a moment later, like pouring another, and if he's getting good drunk, that's that's the way I'd do it if that was what I was gonna do.
Yeah. He already has
Or would be nursing slowly.
I don't know how long it's been that we've been back on the ship.
I feel like probably not long.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'd be in the starting.
Okay.
I think you'd be in the starting phases.
Yeah. There's still like 2 or 3 empty shot glasses arrayed in front of him, in addition to the one that's that he's using.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You just gotta you have a flight of shot glasses.
But yeah, no, seems to be using each one once. Each fucking as you're watching it, clocks another shot, puts it down, reaches for different glass? Question mark? You're not quite sure why.
Hey there, Percy. How you holding? How you doing?
Oh, hey.
You hitting those hitting that awful hard, aren't you?
Fucking peachy. Why?
So, like, I mean, so you. Well, I don't know where I was going with this.
Let me guess. Sorry. Was that about my ex and my kid? Sorry, I didn't mean to sound bad at her there. Cheap. Great. Just myself.
Yeah, I guess it was self. I guess Doug. Well, I was like, oh, I'm not. What's coming to mind is, oh, so you did know him, but I'm not gonna blurt that out.
Yeah, no, I sound better towards her there. That's not it. Just terminology. Nearly said wife. She wasn't.
Oh. Yeah, but well, ain't nothing. The law don't mean shit about marriage. All that is just a piece of paper. But yeah, I mean, I reckon we're going after him. We do have a. Raza does need a test flight.
That's the fucked up thing. Are we? I mean, I know we're on a fucking merry planet hopping cruise with the Red Dragon and told you so that we can impress him with how fast it goes. I know that, but at the same time, it's fucking like fuck. Fuck.
I think Mercury Corps needs to know who they're fucking with.
I try my best to tell them who they're fucking with, but like they've got that fucking teleporter bitch and.
Yeah, they don't understand words so much.
Like we could get.
You gotta.
Like fucking, we could go yesterday, or we could go a fortnight from now, and still just be seconds too late regardless, just as long as she sees us coming. Oh, she sees us coming. That's a thought. That's
We
a
do
thought.
have an infodrive.
I mean, like, physically, like, boots on ground sees us coming, unless we want to orbital bombard the teleport lady, but not her, which, yeah. But, like, that's the fucked up thing, though, isn't it? Fucking, like...
Well, and see
Do
what's
we
coming.
go...
Yeah, we
do
got
we go...
the
No.
we got the Dark Horizon.
Fucked up thing, though, is, like... Do we go? Like... I did my best to seem... I think I fucked up. I did my
Look
best
out.
to seem like I didn't know them, so they didn't think that was a fuck that it got to me. Fucking childish, I know, but like she's just doing her best to seem fucking in control of the conversation, all high and haughty, and she can go fuck herself. And I was like, yeah, no, you think I'm in control? I'm going to do my best to be fucking band in your waistband. And then fucking she reveals that, and it's a perfect opportunity to start getting mad about it, and I do, and then like. What, I notice her trap, I purposely don't fall for it, and then I fall for it anyway, which gives me a convenient excuse to. Now she thinks that I've only just found out. Now she thinks I'm super interested. Now she thinks I'm definitely going to go there. Do we fall for it? Am I just going to see them get shot in front of me? Or do we not go, and it's maybe she just leaves them alone. Maybe she kills them anyway. Maybe she leaves the teleporter to guard them, and it takes her out of the equation, and we don't get any more fucking teleporting kidnappings.
Well, I reckon she thinks she's a genius, but we got just as much of a genius here with us. Side-eye Das.
You know what? Percy, like, drunkenly contemplating, pouring himself another shot and thinking, he goes, okay, you know what? Put his glass down. That's actually, I thought, this is a fucked up question. If you were in Celica's position, do you kill them right now or leave them guarded?
Oh God!
That is kind of fucked up, Percy.
You think I don't know everything about this is fucked up? Do you let me find the fucking bodies, or do you put your teleporter out of action for a bit so that you can kill them in front of me?
Can't be the only teleporter Mercure's got.
Fair enough.
And you finding bodies is game over.
Unless I think Vengeance is a good enough bait in the hook, but I don't reckon it is. And also, I mean, keep in mind, Das is the target. They're just using you as a convenient hook.
That's the thing that annoys me. Das is the target. So why did they set up a fucking trap on my family? Mine. They didn't even know I was going to be at that meeting. Why did they trap my family when she's trying to get to Das?
Because my family is them. And they can't do that.
Right, but like
that,
well,
unless they're trying to turn you. Well, that or they're trying to turn you and get you to turn in Das. But it didn't sound like that's what they were saying.
Yeah, what, like, you think they might have been trying to get me to sell out Das for my family?
I mean, maybe, but I mean, if they're doing that, I think they might be thinking out your profile before you lost your memory.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? I think this fucking amnesia.
I think our amnesia. I think our amnesia is caused them to misstep.
What? Because
they expect. I bet you they expected that based on the old Percy. From what I hear, might have just sold out Das right then and there.
Yeah. No, it's I could. Huh. You know what? I need a bigger drink to think about this. Percy goes and gets a different glass, and whatever strong spirit that it was that he was taking shots of, he slowly pours himself a full glass of it, picks it up, takes a contemplative sip, leans a little bit to the side.
Yeah. Doug's gonna shoot a message over to Riley that Percy's gonna need a hangover cure.
Doug gets a message back. I'll send Siri. I'm busy. That seems in character for Riley.
Yeah, it does.
I was just kind of feeling, wait, isn't your job being medical for us? What is Riley busy with? Should I be worried about that?
If I know Riley, the same shit that Mercure Court was doing.
And the same shit I was all doing.
Yeah, that's what I said. The same shit that Mercure Court was doing.
Oh, right. Actually, if I remember correctly, I think it was what Jai got in trouble. Was he caught John? I forgot how that story played out. It's fine.
Okay.
I know there was something Mercure Core was up to that Jai was able to pick out, but.
Or do you mean the Jai of this cycle or last cycle?
Yeah, last cycle.
Okay. Yeah.
That was something that we as a crew found out.
Yep, he did find something that was happening there.
Yeah. I'm sure it's not happening this cycle, though. Don't worry about it.
No. The Mercury learned their lesson over the reset.
Yeah. Butterfly effect and all that. Are Kana and Shadow actually in here?
Kawana and Shadow are actually in here. In fact, I would say that it's probably Shadow that set Percy up with the initial spread of shots. Unless you want Percy to have just gone back behind the bar and gotten them himself.
I don't think Percy was even paying close enough attention to notice that it's not somebody who works on the ship because his Shadow metamorphed.
Okay. Shadow is ostensibly on galley duty, and so when Percy had walked in, she came over, asked what he wanted, and got him his tray with no questions asked. And now she's over there talking to Kawana. They're talking quietly. They were talking more boisterously. Well, not boisterously. It is still Shadow.
Yeah, more animated.
Yeah, but they were more animated before the drama cloud erupted over there.
I think Doug will probably just keep an eye on Percy, but let him stew over it.
Kawana is casting concerned looks over. And I'm hesitant to, as a GM, bring Kawana over without you guys inviting her as players, because she's going to have opinions, and I don't want to initiate her bringing her opinions as like the GM.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Almost a GM telling you which direction to go.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, and
unfortunately, I can guess what Kawana's opinion would be.
You probably can.
Unless she's really changed.
Unfortunately, question mark for Kawana. Percy is doing his contemplative look into the distance, and he notices Kawana's looking at them, and he just goes, "Hey, Kawana, come here. Do you want to fucking get in on whatever the fuck this is?" You hear the news from the horse's mouth?
What? Oh, no, Percy, what's going on? She stands up tentatively. She's very concerned about like how this was presented to her. But look, she's still kind of stompy as she comes over.
Look, let me preface this. Percy actually looks like half sober for a second. Let me preface this. It's not going to be pleasant, and you can't just go, "I don't want to be part of this conversation," and leave. I will not think any less of you for it. It's not pretty.
I would never ignore my friends.
I know you wouldn't. I'm giving you permission to do it anyway. I'm giving you permission to be an asshole this
Too
one
bad.
time, okay? Okay.
Shadows is over there in the corner rolling her eyes now, and she goes back. She actually looks to her own drink.
Okay. Out of character, Dex. Does Corner have siblings, do we know?
You do know, and she does not.
Okay.
I believe.
Did we ever find out what happened with her dad?
Well, nothing.
Oh, is he still around?
The Mona lifestyle is actually that kids get raised by their grandparents.
Okay.
It's it's part of a deliberate kind of social culture thing that the more wizened and experienced and mellowed person is raising kids instead of kind of an adult that's still trying to figure their own shit out. And,
Okay.
Makes kind of sense.
yeah, it works for their society. Seems to.
Okay.
What
wait.
did you say about it, Doug? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, it makes a certain kind of sense to me. I can see the
Yeah, it does,
logic behind it, the basic logic. Yeah.
Yeah, they have less energy to run about after kids, but otherwise, yeah.
It's kind of
yeah, that.
yeah, true. It's kind of like raising a kid by a village, because you think that the village has this common, more grounded consensus, but instead it's it's just the elders are taking care of the kids, while the no longer kids are growing into elders so that they can take care of kids.
Yeah.
That's kind of like like fostering. Also
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Or wardships. Yeah.
So yeah, she does not have siblings, and there's nothing happened with her parents. She's just just the way the society is.
Okay. Percy basically takes a little bit longer to think about how he's going to phrase the thing to Koana. And then
While he's taking his time, she sits down on a stool next to him and tries to ever so subtly slide the drink away from him. It is Koana, so somebody roll me a non-proficient skill check for her. Subtlety is not in her nature.
It is not.
Anyone got it, or I'll get it?
Go ahead and get it, Kendra.
Okay.
Oh
wow, that's better than I expected.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Would you like a notice check with a -1?
If you want, I'll let you interpret that however you want.
Okay.
If she had rolled less than a 6, it was going to be a loud shatter as something fell off.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm choosing to see this as she's taking some drinks away, but she's not moving them back very far. And as she's moving away, Percy's just moving the other ones back.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
It's like a shuffle. She moves one forward. She moves one away. Percy moves one closer. And just
Yeah,
keeps
exactly.
doing
Yeah, you get it. You get it. Yeah.
She sees what's happening,
Yeah.
and she kind of like looks at it and then looks over at Percy.
And what Percy says is, okay, so imagine for a minute you find out Rajon's not your grandpa. Imagine you find out your real grandpa comes to visit one day, tells you that he's your real grandpa, and he's done some bad stuff, and say...
She already looks wounded.
Yeah, and say fucking... Who was one of the girls that you hung out with on Mona? Just give me any name.
Nicole.
Okay, and fucking Nicole was an assassin because your actual grandpa did some bad stuff. I'm not quite sure where I was going with that. But
Okay.
But yeah. Did you not have a kid?
No. You
Yeah.
have a kid? That's
Yeah.
so awesome. But who'll
Uh,
take care of
Percy,
them?
Percy gives a very pained smile.
And that's the problem.
The short version, because I'm a little, there's too much to tell the whole story. Let me summarize. So I became a space pirate. I stopped being a space pirate for a little while because I got a girlfriend who helped heal me when I was wounded. She is the mother of my child. There were complications during the childbirth, and while I was going to the hospital, I nearly got arrested, and I had to run for my fucking life, and I joined the Raza. And I only found out pretty recently that fucking, like, she must know by now. She must know by now. There's no way she doesn't. That I'm Percy fucking Cameron. Fucking Grandmaster of the Raza. There's no way she doesn't know. And there's this one old legend, right? Chug. There's this one old Earth legend, right? It's the story of some fucking knights of the round table or something. It's like a bunch of virtuous knights going on quests and stuff. And one of the knights is called Percival, right? And the son of Sir Percival is called Sir Lohan. And you're not going to guess what she fucking called her son. You're never going to guess.
Percy? She grins a little.
Oh.
You're obviously leaning to Lohan.
Yeah. Lohan, who Mercury Corp, because of the negotiations that we were going into, fucking, I don't know for sure. Doug thinks that they were giving me a fucking opportunity to sell Das out to save my family, because old Percy totally would have. But yeah, that fucking teleporter bitch that kidnapped Das, lots of very fun.
What happened?
Not important right now. Okay, important, you know what I mean?
Her eyes are saucers.
It's happened like 3 times now.
Yes.
But yeah, that fucking teleporter bitch, lots of fucking very fun, very cute, very nice selfies of her hanging out on Delilah and Lohan's farm.
So, they're threatening your family?
Yep.
So you're gonna get your family safe, right? She reaches out and clutches Percy's arm. You're gonna get your family safe, right? And if there's still hesitation or delay, she straightens in her chair.
She's a teleporter with a gun. She's a teleporter with a gun. How the fuck am I supposed to get close enough to save them?
You are the Raza, and I'm counting on you to save this galaxy. But you have to save everyone along the way at the same time. And she is, so you may, it's been a very long time, but there was a conversation between Das, I believe it was Das, right? Das and Kawana. It may have been Kana, actually. But there was a conversation with Kawana where this was, the end of the universe was put into perspective, and she got over her terror of it. She did not go emo. She went scary Kawana, as in like she's leaning into we're the good guys and we're gonna fix this, and I'm on the right ship. And so she's leaning into that right now. She's straightening her posture as if she is standing at attention, and she is still clutching Percy's arm with both hands, and she is ordering him, or at least imperiously telling him, that The universe is at stake, and only we know about it. And if we don't save everyone we can along the way, and if we don't make sure that everyone, if the universe does end, lives out their last days to the fullest, then who are we?
You want to know the fucked up thing? You want to know the fucked up thing?
What?
I mean, the entire thing has been fucked up, but sometimes I fucking. This is gonna sound like the most fucking whiny, bitchy, self-deprecating thing ever, but like, are we the good guys? Like, I didn't
Yes.
even fucking. They said they were threatening my family. A good guy would declare that he's going to go and save them, and I figured that since I wasn't immediately selling out Darkstar, I was banking on that, and I reminded them that we were fucking terrorists that had them shit in their pants before, and threatened to do worse if they hurt my family. I didn't say I was going to save them. I didn't say I was going to protect them. I threatened to avenge them if they did anything. What does that make me? Fucking the cycle of violence continues.
It makes you emotional, and it makes it a good thing that she looks over at Doug and Daz. That we're all here. Give me that. she does reach for it. she is going to wrestle Percy for this now.
I feel like that might just catch him off guard anyway.
Yeah, that does catch Percy a bit off guard. But she takes it and he's like, fucking bring that back. Is your son in fucking mortal peril?
No, yours is. Her confidence is starting to show some cracks, though. She's looking over at Das and Doug, like she's starting. It's
Doug's giving her a thumbs up.
okay, good enough.
That is the most Doug thing you could do.
She looks back at Percy. I wouldn't know what to do either. That's why you have friends. That's why you have a community here.
What are they gonna think? Like, we dated in isolation for a while, and then she found out who I am, still names her fucking son after me, and then years later, after I've been gallivanting about the place, she probably doesn't even know if I'm still fucking alive or not, and then do they even know they're being threatened? Do they even know it's because of me? And then I show up and fucking shoot the nice lady that they don't know is a Mercury assassin? What the fuck are they going to think?
They'll think they're alive. And you'll know that they're alive.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. Even if... Going to take a while to, believe it deep down, but you're right, it doesn't matter if they never want to see me again, just with how fucking little I've been there so far, how little I've done so far, that's the least I can do is dig them out of the mess that I'm in, that I've made.
She's smiling more confidently now. She slides a half full shot glass over at him. It got spilled a bit when she pulls it away and knocks some stuff over.
Oh god. Catch the opposite of the bottle. I know that was pretty heavy. Do you want some?
No, Siri says I'm not allowed to drink anymore.
I outrank Siri. Come on, he pours another shot.
No. Nope.
No.
Not gonna happen.
Fine. You and Siri combined do have more collective rank than I do. Fine. Killjoy. I say that as if this is joyous. It's not. It's really not. Oh God, I'm fucking mighty.
She's loosening her other hand on you. Oh, I'm sorry if I hurt you. She was.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay. You're quite small. Don't worry about
What?
it.
Looks over at Das and Doug, back to Percy. So you're gonna do it, right?
So that I can tell at least I don't.
You have to tell me.
Okay. Yes. Fuck what the previous plans were. I am fucking. I will take the helmet I have to. At least we'll get there less terrifyingly fast than Mioka would take us. But yeah, we're doing this. Percy goes for his tablet and then goes. I'm not sure I can type my passport. I don't think I'm going to make the announcement just now, but we're doing this.
Okay. And unless there's anything else from anyone, I think that's a session.
I think there's just a final comment from Das.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. I said we were the ones with morals.
Biggest smile from Kawada.
You said we were the ones with morals, and then I threatened to go on a terrorism rampage again. But ultimately, you're right. It was just a threat.
No, you.
Well, you didn't follow through with it yet.
Yeah, you threatened it. You didn't follow through with it yet, and we're going to go and save people.
And it's for the right reasons.
You know.
Yeah. You know what? Percy nudges 2 empty glasses towards Doug and Das, and then he picks up his own glass and just toasts to making the right choices.
Making the right choices.
Perfectly sober. Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and bring up the stream ending card.